to need his goals.
And there's another guy on the other side, Reagant. That name will ring familiar to Ambush faithful because he won the Rookie of the Year with the Ambush. That was just in 2018. He's played with the Florida Tropics, now with the Comets. Can we put some mashed potatoes in his shoes or something and slow this guy down?
Got to slow him down somehow. I mean, and covering him would really be the first start. There was a spot on Thursday where you just let him run wild a little bit. Cover the guy. We've talked a lot about that with Coach Locker. Just do your defensive job, and you can shut teams down.
Final night of 2023. We're going into 2024. Let's get New Year's resolutions for both sides. Start with you. You take the St. Louis Ambush. What do you want to see from them in the coming year?
Joey, we've talked about it a lot across these broadcasts. Boots in the box. I just need to see more bodies in front of the opposing goalkeeper, especially on the power play. They're one of only 2 teams in the MASL with 0 power play goals this season, and they've had problems a lot of these seasons. Get guys in front of the goalie, create traffic, create havoc, and that'll create goals.
And for the Kansas City Comets, I mean, they're 5-1. They've had a nice season so far. Lose a game.
Just one more, come on.
And once you do, grab one of these. They're a lot of fun. Matt Rocchio, you're the only guy who won't come out here with one of these, and you're the only one with hair too coiffed for one of these parties. and gentlemen, Happy New Year and welcome in to St. Louis Ambush Soccer on MASL TV. Here on our side of the state, the I70 rivalry continues. The Ambush and the Comets, Joey Zanimoni, Matt Rocchio, a whole bunch of crazy Ambush fans. Let's get it going out here in St. Louis and St. Charles. Ambush and Comets were on the other side of the state just a few nights ago. Comets did win it 6-4, but I'll tell you who looked good, Matt, Robbie Cristo. This guy's got 7 goals last 4 games.
Like you said, 4-game port streak, all 7 of his goals this season in those games, 3 2-goal games. He needs to continue that hot streak. We've talked about Robbie a lot over the last few seasons, and it looks like he's finally hitting that strike. Against a team like the Comets, they're going to need his goals.
And there's another guy on the other side, Reagant. That name will ring familiar to Ambush faithful because he won the Rookie of the Year with the Ambush. That was just in 2018. He's played with the Florida Tropics, now with the Comets. Can we put some mashed potatoes in his shoes or something and slow this guy down?
Got to slow him down somehow. I mean, and covering him would really be the first start. There was a spot on Thursday where you just let him run wild a little bit. Cover the guy. We've talked a lot about that with Coach Locker. Just do your defensive job, and you can shut teams down.
Final night of 2023. We're going into 2024. Let's get New Year's resolutions for both sides. Start with you. You take the St. Louis Ambush. What do you want to see from them in the coming year?
Joey, we've talked about it a lot across these broadcasts. Boots in the box. I just need to see more bodies in front of the opposing goalkeeper, especially on the power play. They're one of only 2 teams in the MASL with 0 power play goals this season, and they've had problems a lot of these seasons. Get guys in front of the goalie, create traffic, create havoc, and that'll create goals.
And for the Kansas City Comets, I mean, they're 5-1. They've had a nice season so far. Lose a game.
Just one more, come on.
And once you do, grab one of these. They're a lot of fun. Matt Rocchio, you're the only guy who won't come out here with one of these, and you're the only one with hair too coiffed for one of these party hats, huh?
Yeah, sorry, I'm not messing this up, Joey. There ain't no way.
By the end of the night, we'll have him dressed as Baby New Year. Stick around with us. Ambush, Comets. Let's close 2023 right after this.
By going to STLambush.com. Come experience all the exciting action of St. Louis Ambush indoor soccer.
In many ways, this is my canvas. I groom mainly, I get my upper body, like I have shoulder hair, little bushy mountains. I want something that knows what it's doing, can actually get to my back and my shoulder. This is nice. This is good.
Major Arena Soccer League on Twitch is brought to you by SI Tix. Want to see a game live? Visit Sports Illustrated Tickets for the best tickets to see the MASL action in your favorite arenas. Now with no fees at checkout. And by Kendis, the official game ball supplier of the MASL. The MASL is proud to partner with an American company to provide all game balls.
Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year to you once again from St. Louis and St. Charles. This is the St. Louis Ambush and the Kansas City Comets. Joey Zanimoni, my best friend Matt Rocchio here for you at the Family Arena, Axios Field. The place to be for the final game of 2023. Robbie Cristo about to tap it off as these fans go wild.
Surprisingly enough, Joey, the over is still cashed on that.
Already there's a bet that's on our Twitch stream, huh?
Yeah, and you got it. I mean, 30 seconds was actually it was 12 seconds, and it took you a little long.
Always happy to get everybody paid out here on the Ambush MASL soccer broadcast. We are on the MASL soccer main channel for this one this afternoon. And I think that's fitting. 20 times these two franchises have met in St. Charles. 10 wins on the Ambush side, 10 wins on the Comet side. And once again, we have them in for arguably the most important game of the regular season for the Ambush franchise. Always a great party. 2,000 balloons overhead of Robbie Cristo, who is awaiting this signal to get going. And there it is. He taps back to Lucas Almeida, and we are flying at Axios Field once again. Two teams met just a few days ago in Independence. Robbie Cristo elevating for that one. It went through the hands briefly of Nicolau Neto, but he's able to vacuum it up and distribute it loose. It was a 6-4 win for the Comets, but the Ambush showed some flashes. Showed a flash of a long ball there to Cristo, almost found pay dirt. Now Almeida pries one off the wall. Will Niamsi, who scored in Independence. Chasing after that, Will SK, who scored twice, wins one back in midfield. El Capitan trying to slither through. Instead, it's the St. Louis U alum Ray Lee who rips it away. SK repaying the favor, and he's whistled for a foul, somewhat controversially here.
Ray Lee always just so solid in defense. You saw that little right to left foot switch there, just completely commanding it, taking the press away from Will SK. Ray Lee, consummate professional, always so tough to play against.
He's the Raelian.
Sorry, what was that?
The Raelian.
Okay, I like that.
Appropriate name, as is Nicolau Neto. Always good to have a goalie whose name is Neto. Skylar Funk getting funky on the wall and has it pried away. Neto ends up with it, courtesy of Chad Vandergriff, former Ambush Fedum. Neto.
I've been working on a nickname for Nicolau Neto.
Okay.
We like to call Paulo, you know,
the Brazilian Rob Lowe.
I think I'm gonna call Nicolau Neto from now on the Jake LaMotta of keepers.
Jake LaMotta from Raging Bull.
He was a boxer.
Sure.
So I think I'm gonna call, and he's got a little LaMotta. He's got a little LaMotta to his face.
Now my question is,
I'm
what
gonna
was
go
the
Jake
over-under
LaMotta
on
of keepers.
Rocchio's first cinematic reference?
That was
A minute and 30 seconds?
I think we actually might have beat the under on that one.
Well, we were a minute and 30 seconds dropping it in there.
Yeah, my references play a lot later in the broadcast usually than yours.
Niamsi against Lalo on the board. And Lalo went down. Niamsi draws the whistle. Eduardo Alonso Alejo heads to the bench. He's nicknamed Lalo.
Robbie Cristo in a lineup right now. Something to watch for is anytime that Cristo and SK aren't in the game together, that's a pairing that Coach Locker really wants to get on the field as much as possible. So it's going to be interesting anytime one of those is on the field and the other one isn't, if we see a quick sub there.
James Tugba rips it away from Zach Reggett. Now a long ball, deflects fortuitously for Cristo. Robbie just wide.
You want to settle that down. Get one more dribble in there, Robbie. Come on, man.
Picked up the pieces. Will SK sent it through the middle, but cleared into the stands by the Comet defense.
You're just not going to get many open opportunities against this Kansas City defense, especially in the open like that. Stefan Stokic talked about how much faster the Ambush are this year. Well, that was a little bit of speed there, getting in catching them with their pants down a little bit on the long pass there. But Cristo's got to, there's no reason to take it off of one jump there. I mean, settle it down, get a better shot. Neto's so big, he covers so much. Take your time. Michael
Wenna sent it into the stands. Now Lucas Almeida has it on a tee. Went down low. SK couldn't tip it in. Across the mouth of the goal and evacuated back by Christian Briggs DePaulo.
Perfect pass there from Almeida. Great job by SK. He slipped there into the back post. We talked a lot right there in the pregame about getting more bodies in front of the netminder, and that was just about as good as they can get, but SK
Leo
a rare
Gibson
miss.
On the wall against Will SK. The 40-year-old Gibson got it in the middle, fired up high by Lucas Sousa. Picked up on the back end by John Sosa and threaded back to the middle of the field for Vandergriff to handle. Both teams looking for that first strike, now north of 3 minutes into it. Ramon Palmer has the gates closed quickly. Vandergriff, who is from St. Louis, Missouri himself, against a former member of the St. Louis U program in Cristo as well. Vandergriff, Cristo, the Billikens.
Skylar Funk, going to see him a lot more tonight. They need the effort. They need that aggression from their forward position. He brings it.
Ooh, good hustle there. He maybe caught a shot from Vandergriff, unwhistled. Long ball released for Niamsi to grab in the back. This is kind of a rebirth of some Florida Tropics in this game. Funk was their top draft pick last year. And of course, Zach Reagit was with the Tropics before coming to Harrisburg and ultimately Kansas City. Against Togba, gave to Almeida. Cristo piecing back. Niamsi will start it over.
Cristo looks like he's going to get an absolutely obscene amount of time in this game right now. They're subbing him out when it's more obvious defensive situations, but they constantly want him spearing this attack. 7 goals in his last 4 games.
Clever. Barry came bursting through. Neto's clearance wasn't clean. Ends up with Drew. He get back to Barry. Barry that.
Let's go.
Marcel Barry poking things like deer antlers at the optometrist's office. 1-0 ambush. 10:40 left in the first.
Absolutely huge play. Nicholas Druhey getting involved for the ambush there. Marcel Barry, an absolutely pinpoint shot. That's the kind of strike you needed from Cristo earlier, but this time you get it from Marcel Barry. Not as likely.
And did you see?
And how about beating Neto to his right? He had so much space there. Neto closed off the post.
How did he get it back to Zach Druhey there? He hit it off the wall and then croqueted his legs. Gave it to Druhey, and that's a beautiful find right back to him. Little 1-2 for Barry to smash home. What a talent he is. Part of that TST team, that the soccer tournament team that won the $1 million prize over the summer. And we haven't seen him quite get the traction yet this season. But if he gets going, that dimension is unlocked for an ambush team that finds itself up 1-0. Briggs looking for Funk, and he overstepped on the ball. It drools all the way back for Neto to handle.
Yeah, Funk is able to settle that one. We might have another ambush goal, but yeah, Marcel Barry, and you saw during the TST just his ability in the open field is so incredible. He's so speedy, he's so quick, he's got so much aggression in that positive way that you get from a pressing kind of player, and Barry, you saw it there. Ambush do not get enough 1-2 situations, and that time they capitalize it beautifully.
Billy Stymack rainbowing forward for Funk, but it ends up skipping into the stands. 9:49 left in the first. Thanks for being with us on Twitch. You know we are obsessed with your comments. At least one of us is. And that person will be taking a look at the Twitch chat. So anything you'd like to have read live on air, make sure you get it there quick. Palmer and Lee. Barry, the goal scorer, giving chase up top. Pebbles skip for Reagit. Good defense on him by Togba. Off Niamsi's head, it cleared the board by an inch or two. Ignacio Flores, he goes by Nacho. One of the best names in the MASL. He's about to fire it off the wall.
We talk a lot about really good last names, but man, we don't talk about enough about good first names, and Nacho's, it's so good, and that's what he runs, and that's his kit name as well. I love that. I love the naming.
Niamsi trying to slow this down, and Paulo will be the one who ultimately extinguishes the fire. SK slips a bit on the distribute. Kept his feet. Niamsi helps the ambush keep the ball. Great step forward against both Palmer and Reagit. Thread forward Almeida. Give Cristo. Oh, toenail save by Neto. Rescued by SK. Almeida trying to pinball through against Henry Ramirez, and Ramirez swept to the floor. Comets will clear it. Great sequence in the ambush. Took a miraculous play by Neto to keep it out of the back.
Easy one there to call. Ramirez getting cut down by Almeida, but yeah, you're right. The tic-tacking, the great passing all starts from Will Niamsi. He's been a really consistent presence on the back end for the ambush this entire game, and you saw that little, again, a right to left foot to open himself up, and a great little drive there. Nicholas Druhey getting more time for the ambush as well.
The ageless Leo Gibson against Druhey. Oh, Paulo lays out, makes a huge save. That one fired off the wall real quick at him by Nacho. Lee, pardon, by Lalo on that last shot. Now it's Leo Gibson. Stoppered by Briggs. Give back through Leo Acosta. Down low, skipped up for Funk. Sosa rips a shot. He had 3 goals last game. That one wide. Now Stymack and SK lead it out. Back to Billy. Stymack out of the corner, off the wall. Funk! Oh yeah, baby! Let's get funky! We talked predicted Jeff Locker before the game. He said this would be the rise of funk. And there's a fever in the funk house now.
I mean, just call him the George Clinton of MASL soccer because it's gritty but with style. That's how Skylar Funk does it. And that's exactly what that goal was. The trailing man, and he puts it upper 90, no doubt about it. He was not going to put that one in question at all. You had two Comets standing in front of the goal. You had Nicolau Neto, so big, charging to his left, and he absolutely roofed that one, put that one away. We knew Skylar Funk was going to be a big part of this game. Coach Locker talked about it before the game to us. And right off the bat, that speed, that follow-up play, that constant movement that Coach Locker told us that Funk was going to bring, well, you saw it come into play in that game. And you're right, DJ Peru playing it now, little George Clinton, little Grand Funk Railroad right now because it's getting funky here in St. Louis Charles in Family Arena.
You know, initially I did not get that Clinton reference.
You didn't get the George Clinton reference, did you?
No, I was thinking of a different
I slipped
Clinton.
it right past you. Oh, yes,
this is
because the
all
president was the saxophone. I see what you're saying.
This is all making sense now, courtesy of DJ Peru, the best
As
of the
DJ
business.
Peru now. I don't know if the broadcast can hear it. I'm sorry if you can't because this song's a classic, but it's getting funky here in the Family Arena.
Sure is. 2 goals now in 4 games for Funk.
Stefan Stokic told us before the game the biggest thing that shocked him on Thursday, Joey, was the speed of the ambush. And I tell you what right now, the speed of the ambush is shocking me today. And we've seen this team play 3 games already this season, but they have not looked this fast at any point this season. This is an incredible start for the ambush, not just because of the scoreboard. Their level of play has been 150% of anything we've seen this year.
Togba looking for a takeaway. He is whistled for his first foul, and the ambush is 4th. Great work so far by St. Louis, which has struggled for stretches of this season to get out of the gates. How about Lucas Almeida to Robbie Cristo? What an effort from the veteran Almeida. What a difference it makes when he's out there on the field with this unit.
Absolutely. You know, you have a coach on the field, maybe not to the level of having Leo Gibson on the field if you're the Comets, but nonetheless, Lucas Almeida, a coach on the field, and you can see it right now. Already he's taking control of that huddle as we head into a timeout here. Just an incredible start, like I was saying, for the ambush. This is a completely different ambush squad than we saw even 2 weeks ago against Dallas.
Media timeout, first quarter, just under 7 left. Next time we are out here is Friday, January 12th versus the Milwaukee Wave. Kickoff, 7:35 p.m. Central Time in St. Charles, Missouri. It's going to be Bring Your Dog to the Family Arena Night, presented by 5 Acres Animal Shelter. Matt, you've got 2 choices. You bring a dog or you can dress up as a dog. Which one are you going to take?
I would bring a dog.
I was going to go the opposite way. Less mess, ultimately, just to get the costume.
Yeah, but then you don't have the unconditional love of the dog.
Well, that's what I have you for.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. My love is very conditional. I just want to point that out. Joey misses the payment first of the month. Much like his rent, he's in trouble.
Meet me in the parking lot with a nondescript envelope after the game. I'll get you all fixed up. We've got the ambush up 2-0 in St. Charles. We've got Bring Your Dog to the Family Arena Night, January 12th. We've got a number of youth clinics coming up for the ambush as well. We'll tell you all about them as we go through the night here at the Family Arena. Everything looking great right now for St. Louis.
Yeah, look at this start for the ambush. 4 shots on goal, just 1 for the Comets. Each goalie has been taxed with a save, but obviously the opportunities that the ambush have created have allowed them to put 2 goals past a goalie like Neto. Obviously the second one, I mean, that's the best goal in soccer in my opinion. When you can pull the goalie out from wide open play, and then you have a trailer coming late who just gets to absolutely hammer one into an open net. That is one of the most beautiful plays that a soccer team can create at any level, and that was picture perfect by the ambush. Obviously, you need the goalie to cooperate and maybe step off his line a little bit more than he should, and certainly Nicolau Neto did that.
And now he's got the ball at his feet with Cristo in pursuit. Barry and Funk have scored the goals. Barry wants another. That'll lollipop up to the fans. Comets will try to clear, but the ambush doing well right now to bring the pressure onto their end. Just 1 shot on goal for this Comets team. It ended as a dazzling save for the always fun Paulo. Long launch, laser beam by Sosa, deflected down. Niamsi and Steinmack clear it to the center of the field. Acosta Briggs volleyball, skipping forward. Cristo, burst of inspiration into the corner. Stavin Sosa has it stolen away at the last moment by Acosta. And he is flabbergasted that he would be called for that. Cristo trying to win it back. St. Louis leading in every category, including fouls, and it's not particularly close there. Togba, chest one, thread forward by Steinbach. Skyler fighting against Lee, and Ray, the longtime MASL Comet, staved him off. Togba, one of his specialties is bringing balls out of the air. Did a great job with that. Lee surfing with Lalo. Druhy once again influencing things. He set up that goal by Barry. Header there. He is from Granite City. Zachary Druhy. Now Will SK. Back Funk. Almeida. Badminton's it way up over the pink bar.
Helium issue comes into play again in the St. Charles Family Arena. We gotta get that figured out, Joey.
More helium than any other arena in the MASL.
I don't know how it happens.
Teams do have a tendency to send one high when they come out here to St. Charles. Neto up the gutter for Gibson. Briggs disrupts. Nacho re-winning here with the help of Palmer. He's got the captain's armband from Kingston, Jamaica. He will celebrate his 35th birthday in January.
Joey, we have a question here on the Twitch chat.
Reguet, oh, that is just wonderful from Briggs. Sprung back through the middle. Druhy able to deflect it. Picked up by De Silva. Palmer wins it away. Lee. They won't let us get to this question on the Twitch chat. Druhy buys us some time.
If Joey Zanaboni was going to be a dog, what kind of dog would he be?
A Shih Tzu. Reguet commits the foul here. It's okay to laugh into the microphone occasionally there, Matt.
Oh, I'm not laughing off the microphone to this time. There's no laughing happening right now, don't worry.
What would you be?
I don't know. I'd be a corgi, because they got attitude and a dump truck, just like me.
Can you be a celebrity dog?
I don't want to be carried around in a purse.
You don't want to be Clifford?
Ooh.
Almeida.
Been dealing with the big thing my entire life.
Clifford's that, but ends up having to deflect off some red. Ray Lee gives the ambush a corner. Almeida will put it down. Right in, tell us what kind of dog you would be. Twitch chat. The main, that's right, the main MASL soccer channel today.
Ambush don't usually capitalize on these, but they've already pulled a little trickeration here. Can they do it again?
James Thomas off the feed from Almeida might get another chance at it.
This is a good opportunity to get James Thomas into the game. His role is going to be a little bit smaller than you might expect compared to previous games, but a set piece like this, get James Thomas now working towards the back post as Lucas Almeida is setting up this corner here. And it's a good opportunity for the ambush to maybe get Thomas a goal. Ooh, little
Switches
switch.
with Briggs through the middle for Thomas. Leaks to SK. Bit high, bit wide.
The opportunity was there, but unfortunately, James Thomas just continues to have some connection issues.
Another one here. Thomas towed away by Neto. Grabbed by Niamsi. Twirls in the corner with 4 left in this first. Fed back through Almeida. Rip well wide. Palmer can't chop it out. SK knocked it down.
Niamsi's just been so consistent as that final piece of defense, that deep-lying playmaker, if you will, for the ambush. Calm, collected. Ambush really don't usually put together these kind of possessions against a Comets team. Usually the ambush are on their heels. Comets are the ones playing up. I'm kind of surprised Stokic is letting them play on the back heels like this.
Cristo. What did John A. Popped up by Andreas.
That was a huge header
smacked
from
away by
Andreas.
Neto.
My
You
gosh.
can't miss him with that rainbow-colored hair.
Man, if
Christian
he's not there.
Andreas. That's psychedelic, too. Looks like you're
Throws you off a little
watching
bit?
a Pink Floyd album, just looking at his head.
Would that distract you, Joey, if you were a defender?
Sure would. A lot of things distract me. Lalo distracting me right here. Almeida slowed him down. Piece through for Nacho. Almeida able to escort it loose. Funk wants another. Held up there by Vandergriff, and at the behest of Neto, fed it back. Sosa angled through to Acosta, gets by Druhi. Druhi back to his feet though, gets the interception.
Nice try to play off the wall there, just a bit too hard before the birthday boy John A was able to get to it. I'll tell you what, he hasn't had the game yet, but I'm telling you, there's a John A.esque game coming for the Ambush at some point this season where he's going to put up 2 assists and 2 goals, and him and his brother are just going to absolutely run roughshod across an entire franchise.
I wonder what the evening was like. That was the last day of the 20th century that he was born. Y2K hysteria. You come into the world.
Do the math. You're right about that.
December 31st, 1999. Where were you that night? What did you?
I was in my house.
Did you take preparations?
9, Joey.
Yeah. Did you take preparations though? Did you?
No, I was.
Have non-perishable foods.
My biggest connection to Y2K was an episode of the Drew Carey Show.
Sosa to Reagan and puts it in a helicopter to give the Ambush the ball back with just over 2.
It's good to know when the helium issues happen to both teams, because sometimes it confuses me.
I remember
they're blasting that.
I asked my father the night of December 31st, 1999. I said, "Are we prepared just in case?" This was about 5 hours.
Did you run a office system with 500 computers attached to a network?
And he looked at me and he said, with all the confidence in the world, said yes. And he opened up a cabinet right next to me, and there was a single milk jug filled with water.
You guys have to know that Mr. Zanaboni was, at one point, our soccer coach when we were growing up, and he was a fantastic soccer coach. So a lot of things you hear from
Stay
me.
hydrated,
I'm not just riffing off of Joey Zanaboni, but I'm also riffing off of Mr. Zanaboni from years and years ago. And the man's smarter than I'll ever be, so it's good advice to take.
We really are best friends, aren't we, Matt?
Yeah, you know.
They're right in the Twitch chat this time. Christo is right with this one to Togba. Barry came bursting through, got chopped down, and the Tweety Bird will come out with 1, 2, 3 left on the clock.
Get a card here.
The whistle was authoritative, but ultimately the cards will stay in pocket.
It looks like he went a little. He went kind of into that tackle a little rough shot. I don't think he got much ball either.
Barry.
I'm not saying it should have been a yellow, but I'm surprised we're not getting any kind of call more than just a set piece here for the Ambush. A little conversation from the official.
Now Christo and Togba. It's Togba! Right into the wall. Deflects back to Christo. Out of the air, smacks it off a Comet.
Yeah,
Ambush.
He wanted the handball there off. I think that was Lennis.
Certainly had a case for it.
Yeah, it was. 29 Lennis was the one he wanted the handball call on.
Christo off the wall. What did Barry? Barry wants a second try. Neto, his chin in the wall, able to keep that from going in and getting away.
Joey, another thing, somebody, a good friend of ours that we got to talk to today was our man over at Wall Escora, who happened to send us a couple T-shirts earlier this year. And I tell you what, did the players know that the men from Wall Escora are in the building? Because they have been using the barrier to to an absolute deft precision throughout this game. I don't think we've ever seen this many Wall Escora potential chances in one game, one period nonetheless.
Less than 30 seconds left in this first. It's been artful around the walls on the Ambush side. Part of a good, solid first quarter for a team that's come out a bit sluggish at times this season.
You pointed out how the incredible ability of Marcel Barry to settle that one down off the wall before the 1-2 with Druhe. It's been incredible so far.
That croquet piece he gave back to Druhe and then twisted in the corner. That was creativity personified. Last second, Sosa can't handle it, and the horn will blow. Ambush up by a deuce in St. Charles. New Year's Eve off to a rockin' start. Thanks for being with us on the main, not the secondary, not the tertiary, the main MASL soccer channel this afternoon. Joey and Matt, we'll be back for you after this.
Day one, Kansas City took me in. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know what we could become. Still, they took a chance, and so did Community America. They invested in me and the entire community. Invest in what you believe in with who you believe in. Because it's not just where you put your money, it's where your money puts you. Member-owned, open to all, Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Use promo code AMBUSH online for a buy one, get one free cheesesteak. The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Stay posted. MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. Catch MASL Monday every Monday night exclusively on Twitch. Join Alex Bastavansky and Phil Levanko as they recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. Find the perfect gift for the MASL fan in your life by visiting MASLsoccer.com/shop to browse teams' online stores.
Second quarter at the Family Arena. Ambush 2, Comets nada. Thanks for being with us on MASL Soccer TV, and thanks everybody who's come out here for the New Year's game. Always a great tradition, 2,000 balloons overhead. Those will be dropped on the party that will rage on the field after the game. Rock and I will be sticking around for that. And right now, those two men have made it all smiles as far as the game has gone. Skylar and Marcel, the goal scorers, as part of arguably the best opening period for the Ambush this season. Did get out to a 1-0 lead early in KC a few days ago. SK trying to swell this lead to 3, helicoptering through the defense, but ultimately smacked it off the leg of Ramirez. What an elegant player he is, and he scored 21 seconds into that game at Cable Dahmer. Long ball, Neto over De Silva, able to punch it away. How about that? Neto and Paulo having a little fun together.
I love that attempt. Almost perfect.
Wob it and see what happens.
Why not, man?
Neto himself juggled one early in the game. Gibson in on a steal with Sosa. His crossage deflected away at the last moment before it could reach Lalo.
Remember when we talked about the
Barry
energy?
misclears.
The energy, the effort from a guy like Marcel Barry. Late charging completely takes away a wide open through pass from Sosa. Great job there by Marcel Barry, and also a great look from Sosa.
Terrific work by him to find that steal. Now the Ambush will have to front, though, the restart at the top of the key. Sosa, he's historically been dangerous in this rivalry from this spot. Against 3 on the wall. Gives it instead to Rakit, and he butter knifes one through to get KC on the board.
I don't know if Mike Silver might have jumped a little bit early from the line and given Rakit that window there, but that was an incredible run there. Sosa just taps it and then Reagit blasts it in.
Well, and it looked like Sosa was really just the feint there.
Yeah, he was. I don't know if he even tapped it, but it looked like De Silva might have left the. I think De Silva left the wall too early. Yeah, De Silva broke the wall, and I think that's what gave Reagit that window. We don't have the dead on from like midfield camera angle, but from this angle, Joey, that looks like what happened there. I mean, a great draw up there from the Comets. I'm guessing they saw something from the ambush on tape that told them that De Silva was going to leave it early like that, and that's exactly what happened there. That was a great draw up there by the Comets, making this game 2-1.
Christo to Togba. Cleared by Lee. That's a dozen goals this season now for Reagit. Always in the MVP conversation, the longtime Tropic who started his career with the ambush back in 2018-2019. Togba on the wall commits a foul here, and this will give us the game's first blue card. Comes out, the avatar card is out. First time in the game, and for an ambush team that hasn't committed a ton of these this year, suddenly it's onto the heels here, 5-on-4, a minute and a half into the second.
And really getting Zach Reagit obviously going here for the Comets is huge. Only one goal in that Thursday game, and that one came less from the effort of the Comets and more from a complete mistake by the ambush of just not covering him, but that one was just classic Zach Reagit talent putting that one in.
Togba committed the foul against Nacho Flores, and now he is in the box. First penalty of this nature for either team. Lee operating from the goal line. Touch back here with Sosa. Reagit. Threading down. Nacho. Stopped up by SK. Sosa. Push back to Reagit. Distribute to Lee. Hit it off that pink. Sprung loose to Flores. Casey keeps it. Reagit. Still early in this penalty kill. Ambush trying to withstand. Gibson off the wall. Niamsi disrupts Gibson trying to poker it. And Niamsi clogs it. Can't make it escape. Gibson emails it on a slash. Grabbed by Reagit up top. Lee. Sosa fronted by Barry. Under a minute. Reagit chested down by Paulo. Barry waterfalls it loose. SK will apply the pressure. Good stand for this unit out there. Briggs able to pressure Gibson. Lee. Ooh, Nacho fires just wide, near post. Sosa again. Lee sidestepping through. Sosa. Piece to Nacho. Sosa.
Now this is the kind of possession the Comets are used to having.
Reagit with about 10 left.
Ambush need to.
Left foot just wide. Hit off Gibson as well. Given outside. It poked him off the bar. Thankful for that.
Oh, what
Nacho,
a poke by
not
Niamsi.
so much. Niamsi.
Great job by Reagit being right there in his way. Killing the clearance completely.
We get back to even strength. Gibson with Paulo way out. And there's a whistle with Gibson down after Paulo slid out on him.
Yeah, and you saw it. Polo and Gibson obviously know each other pretty well there. You saw the little conversation. Polo very sorry for a little bit of a dirty tackle there, a little bit of a rough tackle, I should say. And he didn't come out completely clean from it either. But Leo Gibson able to pop up, no harm, no foul.
Paulo drew a blue card in KC earlier this week. He ended up serving it on a handball. But Ogaz came in and did a phenomenal job. Jose Ogaz stopped a Zach Reagit penalty shot right after that. Looks like Paulo is shaken up after this tackle here. I'm wondering if we might see Ogaz once again. He's getting his gloves on at least over on the bench.
That was inches away from being a goal a couple different times by the Comets. And really, if you believe in momentum, Joey, I think you'd say that the momentum has shifted from teal to red here in the Family Arena.
St. Louis Ambush, Kansas City Comets. Second quarter, Ambush up 2-1 with 11:22 left before halftime. Fans, do you want to get some insight from Ambush players, coaches, and owners? Check out the Soccer Dad Pod on YouTube and listen to a podcast about all things soccer. The Soccer Dad Pod is a proud partner of the St. Louis Ambush. Paulo able to get to his feet here.
Yeah, you saw Ogaz come over the wall and start stretching out just in case Paulo couldn't continue, but Ogaz back to the bench now. It looks like Paulo's good to go.
Sosa just about good to go on the corner. De Silva part of this two-man wall with Funk. Sosa. With Nacho right behind him. Stymac closest at the top. Sosa feed back. Nacho just wide far post. Resuscitated by Reagit. Floated across the mouth of the goal. Now Sosa rips one wide. Reagit rips one off the glass and Windexes back towards Sosa. Acosta. Togba. Out of the box and still playing very well here today. Nacho at the top corner. Gate closed well by Druhi.
Good help by Druhi there on that one, but also a great job by Ignacio Flores to keep the play alive there for the Comets. This is a dangerous amount of possession here. It's rare when these kind of runs don't end in goals.
Reagit, he's got the only goal for KC. Dropping back with that Tweety Bird blue. 10:40, and there is a little dust up here. Togba, the former Comet. Nacho. And these two know each other from that foul just a few minutes ago when Togba took Nacho down on the wall.
Togba was definitely stirring the pot there. If we're going to call somebody an instigator on this one, I think after the rough penalty earlier for Togba that drawed the foul, and then he just starts staring into the crowd.
And listen to what they're playing.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is, Joey, I think in this situation, I think Togba is Apollo. I don't think Togba's Rocky in this example. I think he's Drago.
Well, Paulo is going to get a little water over at the bench here as they ambush. Get ready to reset. You know, Paulo, as the leader of this team, as well as the captain, Will SK, are going to settle things down here. Togba, though, he's going to show the ambush can bring the fire.
Okay, then.
Leo Gibson is headed into the box here.
I think that's an interesting call because based on the history in this game, Togba seemed more like the instigator in the moment. And usually you get the guy who retaliates.
The ambush can take advantage of it. Almeida fires one here that's deflected out by Palmer. Togba himself, he's played well historically in this arena on New Year's Eve, scored a game winner here against the ambush last year. JT Thomas is just bulldozed down by Nacho.
I love
the attitude. Thick of it.
The ambush needs somebody who's a heel. They don't, no Vidal, no Sam Guernsey this game. I mean, they need a bit of a heel on the field, and Togba's kind of stepping into the role. I'm not even saying instigator is a bad thing.
Thomas back to SK.
Also, this is huge. No power play goals for the ambush. That was obviously a big thing we talked about in the pregame. Only 4 opportunities, but still, there are 4 opportunities.
Here by Palmer.
They haven't created the opportunities you need to on a power play. So this right here is a huge minute 16 for the ambush.
That was another dust up after a blue card was given for a dust up.
I mean, Funk put his leg up, but Funk went low, and the Comets man went high. I'm surprised they're not here. I'm surprised they're not calling that against the Comets. That was an extremely high leg on the Comets side. I mean, that was knee up to the ear of Skylar Funk. I don't know how you don't reprimand that a little bit.
Now the Kansas City Comets blue card, it was for too many men on the field. Obviously, the dust-up was sort of happening simultaneously with that, so there's a lot of confusion.
I couldn't think that it was coming from the actual dust-up.
Almeida.
Thank you for the clarification, Joey.
Looks for a way in.
The whistle, there was a very long whistle when Reagit was trying to back up on offense, and so I figured there had to be something going on.
Almeida and SK.
Finally, they got somebody crashing through the box.
Looking for a couple of quality opportunities in the waning 30 or so of this power play.
This is the problem. We said boots in the box, Joey. There was 25 seconds left in the power play, and the ambush got their second person running through the box in front of Neto.
Togba! Oh, Thomas with the header. Almeida tried to pick up the pieces. SK, Saran wrapping to Cristo. Back through the middle, Neto pancakes it.
If I had to take a guess, I would guess 9 times out of 10, if you give him that chance back, Almeida doesn't try to header that one, tries to get his foot up there. Much better chance.
Heads that one. Pop forward by Nacho. And Arreos, the best hair on the field, giving back through Nacho. Gibson tried to turn it after serving that penalty. He's back. Leo give up top, and Gibson, the former coach of this Comets team, won't see that come to fruition on the rebound. Nacho won't see that come to fruition either. Smacks it way, way up. Gibson, though, served that too many men penalty. That was, of course, a team penalty given to the Comets. That speaks to the selflessness of Leo Gibson, who was the player coach here for a long time with Casey.
Does it really speak to the selfishness, or does it just speak to
selflessness?
Yeah, no, does it speak to selflessness? I mean, who if you're Stefan Stokic, right? If you're Stefan Stokic and you have a penalty kill, who's the one guy who's probably never going to step foot on the field during one of your penalty kills? I'm not taking anything away from Leo Gibson. It's just the man excels.
Well, but somebody
undeniably
has
at
to
certain
be the
parts
guy.
of the game. Well, who else was it going to be? He's the former
Somebody
coach.
has to be the guy who gets a little lonely for a while. You're away from the team. Come on.
Only Joey's thinking about the mental health of a man who has to be away from the bench for a little bit.
40 years old, still playing in what can be a very grueling league. That sprung loose for Cristo, but he mistimes the run. Druhi fed him. Now Barry wanting to feed Stymack. Stolen away, though, rudely.
That's like saying if Cristo sits in the box during a penalty kill for the ambush, that it's a selfless move. No, it's a very strategic move by the part of the coach.
Through Lucas Souza, who had that steal a moment ago. It's banged off the board by Reagan. Actually, I always do that. It's Souza, and then of course there's Sosa as well, who tumbles like a plank here. Pops it forward for Reagan, trying to fight it off the wall. Does draw an ambush foul. Sosa will set it up. 7:15, halfway through this second period. What a quality and fun soccer game already. 3 goals, 2 in the first quarter by the ambush, 1 by Reagan here for the Comets in the second.
You'd think with all the goals and assists that Souza and Sosa have put together, we'd be able to get it right.
Good steal by Druhi. Nacho! Just a little high. Cristo. Went round to Costa to distribute that. Stymack off the wall, tried to back heel. Scoop by Sosa. Not Souza, Sosa.
Cristo's got to be able to be looking up, keep his head up, and he's got to hit Stymack on that run. Wasted the time, turned around, and then tried a long pass that wastes the possession. Not a great look there from Robbie Cristo.
Briggs does well to challenge Lalo. Sticks him to the board. Lalo basically standing on top of the ball, it looks like. Finally fought loose to Gibson. Sosa. Gibson again. Lenes. Lot of space. Polo! Maestroing things like he's binge watching a Bradley Cooper movie. Paulo, great diving work, and once again, up over the bar. Takes us the media timeout, 6:16 to go before our extended intermission, 15 minutes. Ambush and the Comets here today, and then January 12th, the Ambush are back against the Milwaukee Wave. It doesn't slow down from there. The Ambush will be back home Saturday, January 13th. Part of that back-to-back. All players and their families will be introduced prior to the game at Family Night. Buy your family 4-pack for $100. The family pack includes 4 end zone tickets, 4 sodas and waters, and 4 hot dogs. Tickets available at the Family Arena box office or at Ticketmaster.com.
Really has been a different second quarter than we expected here. The Ambush jumped out to a really big 2-0 lead that
You've been practicing your floss.
And I'm just going to keep talking and just thank whatever deities may exist that the camera is not on Joey Zanaboni right now. And
they got the Majestic Dental Floss Cam going.
Main channel on Twitch, you can thank your lucky stars, though the camera's not on us right now because Joey is attempting the floss.
Arrhythmically. We had a lot of people last week, they showed me flossing.
I had a great point.
A lot of people were saying, wow, this guy doesn't floss. And here's what I say to them. Whether you're a hater or you're my dental hygienist, if you say, I cannot floss, you were right.
Big thing here for the ambush
first
in the
30
second
years of
quarter
your
that you have to
life.
look at, Joey. Still leading big on shots on goal, 11-6. It's +5 now for the ambush. It was about +4 at one point in the first quarter. The big thing here, 6 block shots by the Comets. They are sacrificing their body. And there's a big reason maybe why it's not maybe 3-1 instead of just 2-1 here. 6:16 left to play in the second quarter. I will do this broadcast if it's the last thing I do, Joey. I will get through this broadcast. I will get through this broadcast if it's the last thing I do.
How about we just brush our teeth live on air next time?
I cannot think of a worse. There's so many better ideas.
January 12th.
There's so many better ideas.
I'll bring the toothpaste, you bring the toothbrush. Sosa ready to toothbrush this one from the corner.
I didn't like that moment. I don't think the broadcast did either.
Piece through, Reagant! Stopped up by Togba.
Only the second block shot of the night for the ambush. Togba with a big one there.
Gibson tried to turn it back into the middle. Now he'll head to the bench as Kansas City restarts back with Neto. And a phantom whistle here.
Is he signaling 2-line pass? I was trying to pick up the signal there from the far referee. He was a little far. Oh, big contact from Cristo on Neto.
By the keeper.
Oh, no.
An illegal touch on the keeper.
Illegal touch was the call. Excuse me. My apologies, Joey.
Cristo.
I was confused there, but that was a huge hit from Cristo on Neto. Oh, man. Look at here. Oh, Cristo. It looked like he was trying to play ball, and he just got no ball and completely followed through his shoulder. He's got to go to the box for that one.
Cristo,
that's a clean, easy blue.
Cristo thinks otherwise. He is going to be...
There's no way he's doubting this. You can't honestly, Cristo. I mean, if you get clean ball, you can get away with fouling through your shoulder like that. I remember there was one of my favorite tackles earlier this year, another Kansas City-St. Louis game, when a St. Louis City defender just absolutely annihilated a Kansas City player. But because he got ball, everything else after that was, kind of thrown out in the wash. This one, though, Cristo doesn't get a clean touch on the ball, completely follows through with his shoulder. That is one of the easiest blue cards you will ever see. I mean, he doesn't even come close to getting the ball. Honestly, I'm surprised it's not more than that. That's an easy blue card. I'm not sure why. What are you challenging? What are you booing? What are you booing? What are you challenging? Am I the only sane person in the building right now? Of course it's a blue card. Are you joking?
Hey, he may have used his shoulder, but you got to use your head.
This is absolutely a blue card. This is as clear as it. What are we doing?
Head and shoulder here, Rocky.
What are we doing right now? No.
I think this guy was flopping
bananas.
like a memory disc.
Are you
circa 1995.
kidding me right now? This is absolutely bananas.
It's under review.
If anything, Kansas City should be challenging you to try to make it a red card. That is the clearest blue in the world.
He was volleyed forward, Rocky.
What is happening right now in this arena? Everyone has lost it. What is going on?
Rockio can't believe it. On the final day of 2023, he's finally questioning the sanity of society.
Why would you waste your challenge?
What if you
makes no sense to me.
What if you reduce your friend Rockio to Twitch chat? I think they've got a point here. They booed when the replay was shown and the fans...
What? I'm sorry. He doesn't get ball. He doesn't get ball, and he leads with shoulder. This is not a soccer play. I'm sorry. I love Robbie. He's killing it. This is going to be a bad penalty. I'm not saying, but the play happened as the play happened. This is insane to me.
It's gonna be a bright.
Of course it's a blue. Yes, obviously it's a blue. That's the clearest blue I've ever seen calling an ambush game. Listen, Robbie wasn't being malicious. He wasn't being dirty. He was trying to make. He was trying to.
You haven't seen blue that clear since you went to go see Avatar 2: The Whale Water.
You're darn right. I'm not saying he's being malicious, but I'm sorry. When you don't.
I disagree.
When you do not make contact with the ball, you lead with your shoulder, and you extend your arms to push. That's the clearest blue in the world. It happens sometimes. Soccer's more of a contact sport that people let on. But when you make that kind of contact and you get 0% of the ball,
do you think other sports might evolve to be a little more contact? I mean, do you think people will start tackling each other in pickleball?
I think so, yeah.
That'd make it a lot more interesting to watch.
Mainly post-game.
Gibson pickleballing this back with Sosa. Lee perching Sosa. Gibson flick cleverly. Polo popped in front. Reagan tried to tip it by him. Great effort from Paulo to get it loose. Niamsi, great effort to keep. And it's whistled dead rightfully. Ray Lee, the Raelian, came in on the UFO. Now Niamsi, he'll keep it in this galaxy with Paulo. Still early stages penalty kill, but looking good ambush. De Silva trying to turn against his former coach Gibson. Nacho, he keeps it in the back with Sosa. He's the point man, fronted by the ambush captain SK. Caterpillared up top with Reagan. Rock solid SK Berry leading things up top. Lead down here through Nacho to Gibson. Nacho rewarded back with it at the point. 45 seconds left. Penalty kill St. Louis. Trying to protect this 2-1 lead. Sosa, Nacho, Sosa, Lee off the board. Briggs got in front. Niamsi stoppered up by Sosa. Reget back with Lee. Triangulated Sosa. Reget. That platinum blonde give down Lee.
Ooh, that was a beautiful goal from Ray Lee.
With 13 left.
Nothing better than a goal with absolutely no angle. All you have to pick out is that bottom corner. That's literally all you have. Top corner is actually a little bit sharper of an angle. So all you have is that corner there. And the fact that he was able to, did he put that off Paulo and flatten it out? Or was that straight off the, looked like it might have tipped off Paulo a little bit.
Beam by the Raelian.
That was a sweet play by Ray Lee, I tell you what. Those are the hardest, but those are the best goals in the MASL, even better than Wallace score. That you're on that curve in that corner. You're even closer to the net than the corner dot is. Absolutely zero angle. And you're able to put it right there on that sliver just inside the post. That's a beautiful goal from Ray Lee.
Togba trying to get his own goal. Stopped there by Neto Smith. Almeida off the side. Skips it through the middle temptingly. Half-hearted bicycle by Souza. Doesn't evacuate it. Souza, this time, pitch perfect. Lenis. Togba, excellent effort, reaches back to stop that one with the foot. Rabbit corralled by Paulo and given out to Almeida. Ray Lee ties it in the later stages of this first half. De Silva in the corner, pestered heavily, pestered down to the ground, but he's the one whistled for the foul. May have dragged someone with him. Comets will clear. Their hero right now, Lee, he's 30 years old, formerly affiliated with the Philadelphia Union. Also a former Pittsburgh River Hound, well-traveled, the former St. Louis U Billiken, who scored 12 goals, 75 games. While at St. Louis U, first years of the last decade. Sea level here. Inside 3. Reget, turning Paulo! Laying out for it.
Another great save by Paulo. I mean, such a steadying presence there on the back end for the ambush, but they need to really get back on the offensive end. They were up 2-0, now down 2-2. If a goal is scored here in this final 2.5 minutes, I'll say it right now, Joey, if somebody scores in the final 2.5 minutes here, they're winning the game.
Feels like a huge stretch. Bouncing ball for Gibson. Togba. He'll be whistled for one here. Gibson went down. Togba can't believe it. He was guiding him a bit. That was not going to count. Sosa tried a quick shot on the feed from Gibson. Whistles blew as he blew it over the bar.
Here's the thing that just jumps out about the Kansas City Comets. Even when they set up plays like that, they do it better than a lot of teams' actual real plays. Like, that was a beautifully set up play, and Sosa just stepped into it with an absolute cannon. Not a lot of guys were able to step into it like that consistently, and man, he is so deadly, especially on these set piece plays.
Well, that cannon is set up in the corner. He'll keep it on a low setting, rip there, gloved up by Polo, and lollipop loose. Acosta lasered it at him, now tries to refeed it into the zone. Niamsi on the grab. Ambush happy to escape. Goal on the set piece earlier in the quarter. Here's Almeida, down low to Funk, stolen away at the last moment by Sosa. And his clearance gets by Acosta, gobbled up by Togba, fed across, and Reyes off the wall, leaks through Lee, fires it wide, looking for his second, grabbed up top again by Acosta, stopped by the boot of SK, skips outside for Andreas. 90 seconds left in the second quarter.
Joey, I think it's safe to say that that's the first time in the 3 years we've been calling this team that I've ever seen Paulo get completely caught out of position like that. He did not know whether he wanted to charge into Reyes or completely back up there, and he was completely caught in no man's land. Ambush got away with one there.
Regetz out of the corner. Turnage not simple, floated one wide of the bar, second chance in deep, and it was stopped by Paulo for Flores. Came sliding in to try to peck it home. Cristo has it stolen on the wall.
Yeah, and Robbie just missed another heads-up play with a man down the middle.
Nacho was spilled midfield.
How much of this ambush success in the first quarter and a half came from the transition? They need Robbie, when they get that transition flip, they need him to keep his head up and be a facilitator. That's the second time he's missed a clear runner down the middle when they could have gotten a transition possession going the other way.
Cristo is cited for the foul on Nacho. Off the wall, Ramirez. Niamsi chasing him away. Less than 40 now, first half. Neto orchestrating down low for Lennis. Gibson with Lennis peeling away. Setting up. Gibson turning against De Silva. Lennis fronted by Barry in the middle third. 17 seconds left. Neto beams it forward. Gibson picks up the pieces and throws him over the pink.
I mean, not often has Leo Gibson
5
ever
seconds
missed a sitter.
Will go by here, and the ambush will head to the locker room in a tie game.
Count their lucky stars, it's tied.
Gibson, is this the last day you can get Christmas gifts?
12 days of Christmas. I think you got like 5 or 6 more after this.
Well, you never know about the next 5-6 days. He got a gift there, but could not take it from under the tree. Ambush and the Comets headed to half, tied at 2.
My feelings about body hair have changed a lot as I've been growing up.
This happened in like 2 days when I was 12.
I hate body hair.
It is such a pain.
Want to look your best and feel your best.
You really need something that's nimble.
There's something that's gonna get it done fast.
Look at this. This is honestly really, really cool.
The adjustable pivoting head.
I can actually control that angle with one hand.
This light is actually really awesome.
That's something I've never had before. Yeah, I'd feel pretty confident grooming anywhere with this device.
I feel good when I know that I have a say in what my body hair looks like. It helps my self-esteem.
Shoot! It's gone!
MASL in 5, back for another week. What's going on, everybody? I'm Alex Bastiavansky. It is great to see you again. Give me 5 minutes of your time now. I'm going to get you caught up on everything that's gone down in the league over the past week.
Stevens keeps it alive, offensive zone, and Fernandez banks it in. 3-0 Utica.
Only a couple of games went down last week, so we figured we might as well show you highlights from both of them. Baltimore in Utica taking on the Blues, and Utica continues to have the blast number this season as they take down the visitors by a 5-2 count. Baltimore just one win on the season so far. They tried to get back into this one, down 5-0. Got it as close as 5-2, but that was as good as it got for them. A festive day at the Adirondack Bank Center. Close to Christmas with the candles out. Awesome atmosphere. Hot players from the game, Ronaldinho Deniz of Utica continuing his torrid play this season. Second star in the contest as he notched 2 goals. He now has 11 points in just 4 games this season to lead the Blues in scoring. Also hot in this contest, Andrew Coughlin. He's been hot all season though as well for Utica City. Named the game's first star after making 12 saves and allowing just a single goal. And Andrew currently leads all MASL goalies with 5 wins this season. The other contest was the Dallas Derby, renewing as the Dallas Sidekicks headed crosstown to Mesquite to take on the Texas Outlaws, and the Outlaws get a measure of revenge. 12-4 at Mesquite Arena. Of course, the Sidekicks beat Texas a couple of weeks back, so they wanted revenge, and that is exactly what they got. Hot players in the contest, Luis Morales. Oh yeah, he now leads the MASL scoring race overall, and Morales in this contest, the first star. 4 points in the game, and of course that hurts just a bit extra for the Sidekicks, as Morales 2 years ago with the Sidekicks was the league's newcomer of the year. Vinny Dantas was great in this contest as well. The big Brazilian was brought in this season to provide veteran leadership as well as scoring punch, and he has come through on both accounts. He was named the second star of this contest with 3 points. Shout out to Blas Perez as well, who had a great game in a losing effort for the Sidekicks. The former Panamanian international named the third star of the game after notching 2 goals. Next week's big matchup, we are going to go with an Eastern Conference showdown. Utica in Milwaukee to face the Wave January 4th. Utica, of course, as mentioned, off to the best start in team history at 5-0 heading into this weekend. Milwaukee really starting to crank it up recently as well. League news to tell you about: the MASL College Draft went down on December 21st. Head to maslsoccer.com for all of the draft results, and the most recent MASL Power Rankings are out, brought to you by All Sports Data. Monterey leading the way, followed by Utica, San Diego, KC, Texas, Milwaukee, Chihuahua. I guarantee you will not be happy with that number 7 ranking. Baltimore number 8, St. Louis 9, Tacoma 10, Empire 11, Harrisburg 12, Dallas at number 13. And your top 5 scoring leaders right now: Luis Morales leading the way, followed by Sebastian Mendez, Zach Reggett, Charlie Gonzalez from San Diego, and Castillo from Monterey. Since it is the end of the year, we figured we'd show you some of the top goals from all of 2023.
Neto, Roque gets it back. Oh, what a goal by Lucas Roque.
Or to Tavoy, and it was blocked away.
And now trying to chip Pardo, and they do!
Sosa into the target. Reggett is there. He shoots, and Reggett scores!
Walter, Pantera.
One out. Long shot! Oh my goodness! ¡Qué golazo! Big Rojo!
Van a todas, ¿eh? ¡El Torre!
Herrera says, I play beach soccer. Check me out. Great move.
And he spins himself free and scores!
The upper half, a little more. Luis Morales, first shot, and there is the goal in the game. Just a few seconds.
Joe, down to Popper. He'll shoot. He'll score! He scored! Mijatovic on the set piece. Dangles through the middle. Still has it. That's Segura. Scores! Utica City is on its way to the next round.
And that's going to wrap up this week's show. But just a reminder that all throughout the season, to stay up to date on everything that's going on in the league, be sure to check out its official social media outlets. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Daniel's experience with Kickaroos is he loves putting on the jersey every Saturday. He comes out, enjoys being part of the team, playing around with the ball, learning the game from his coaches, and skills that can last him a lifetime.
You know, this is what young kids sports should be like. It should be fun, it should be engaging, it should be positive. And my son Henry, when I tell him today is Thursday, he's like, is tomorrow soccer day? It's like, no, tomorrow's Friday, and then Saturday is soccer day. For a 4-year-old to have that sort of desire to keep doing an activity, it says a lot about the program. I feel like every coach that we've interacted with, they truly enjoy working with the kids. So at the end of the practice, I make it a mission of mine to say thank you and say, hey, how is my kid doing? And they're all like, oh, he's having so much fun, and we love having him. And so it's clear that everybody involved really enjoys kids.
I love soccer so much, and just being a part of the game, being able to coach kids, and like being able to influence them like at such a young age in this great sport, it's really something.
Inspiration toward the middle with SK!
I hate body hair. Reason being, I used to be a bodybuilder. You want to make sure you're nice and neat. I like this. You can get places that, normally I couldn't reach before. So yeah, this is really nice.
Day one, Kansas City took me in. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know what we could become. Still, they took a chance, and so did Community America. They invested in me and the entire community. Invest in what you believe in with who you believe in. Because it's not just where you put your money, it's where your money puts you. Member-owned, open to all, Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
Westwood Aesthetic Dentistry, where perfection meets precision. Dr. Chase Alexander and his all-star team handcraft each and every smile right here in Kansas City. When you invest in your smile, you invest in your confidence. So what are you waiting for? Come transform your smile today at Westwood Aesthetic Dentistry.
Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. Disagree with a call tonight? You just might see it on the MASL's most controversial show, Under Review. Catch it every Friday right here on Twitch.
Ambush and the Comets first half here in St. Charles. Saw the Ambush get out to a 2-0 lead. Beautiful back and forth between Barry Drury, back to Barry, That made it 1-0 less than 5 minutes in, and then Skylar Funk would add his second goal in 4 games this season to run the lead to 2-0 for the Ambush. Funk, he was right at the top, right where he was supposed to be, and that was where the ball would go for Reagan to smack under the Ambush wall to make it 2-1 after the feint by Sosa. That was in the second quarter. Reagan capitalizing for the 12th time this season, one of the 2 best so far in the league. In the category, Robbie Christo, controversial moment, whistled for a blue card and a call you hated. Twitch chat and Ambush faithful Christo, he got into a little mini collision with Neto. We know that we'll be re-exploring that at some point. Reagan then on the power play gave down for Ray Lee to send home Lee, an impressive finish. Round Paulo to take it to sea level 2-2, where we find ourselves footloose. Joey Santaboni, Matt Rocchio. Matt, your thoughts on the first half?
I mean, it was a back and forth half, obviously a tale of 2 different quarters. The Ambush dominating the first quarter. The best quarter, I think, from the Ambush, despite only getting 2 goals. We've had a couple 4-goal fourth quarters, and I honestly think that first quarter was the best quarter for the Ambush. And you saw what happened in the second. I mean, even late in that second quarter, the Ambush were leading in shots on goal 11-6, and now they are down going into the half 14-12. And you see Nicolau Neto with a great game right now, 7 saves to just Paulo's 4. It's been an impressive turnaround for the Kansas City Comets. And again, like I said, if you believe in the Big Mo, the question is who's going to seize the momentum coming out of this halftime, and that could be the team that takes the game and wins it, because right now it's a game of runs, and so far Kansas City's hot, and the Ambush are going to have to put a stop to that.
Thanks to Sharks FC for being with us at halftime. Youngsters were lighting it up on the field. And now we're in Kevin Bacon mode, getting ready for the second half. Remember, the Ambush back at home January 12th and 13th, January 20th as well. Make sure you follow the Ambush across social media, now on X, at ST Louis Ambush. St. Louis looking for a second win at home this season. Took down the Dallas Sidekicks our last time out. That was a 5-1 W for Jeff Locker's squad. Now he's trying to take down the Comets for the first time this season. Teams first met less than a week ago over there in Independence, home of the world's largest Harry Truman pants collection, Independence, Missouri.
I mean, if you're Independence, you really got 2 things to run with, and they probably don't run with the Mormon stuff as much as they should. So you got that in Truman.
A lot of Truman pants over there at the Harry Truman
We're not expecting the Garden of Eden reference?
Well, there's a lot of Harry Truman mannequins.
That's weird.
And so they have to be clothed. I can see you've never been to the Harry Truman Museum over there.
Not a big Truman guy. Not a big Truman guy. More of an Eisenhower fan. I like the interstate system. We talked about this before on this broadcast.
You've been to the Eisenhower in Abilene?
I have not, no.
I have been as well. I actually ran out of gas on the side of the highway. That's a true story. On the way to the Eisenhower Museum.
Joey, you know we're on the air right now, right?
I've got a vague sense of it. And I think the people on the Twitch chat do as well. Make sure you reach us throughout the broadcast. We will pay attention, one of us, every broadcast.
The Twitch chat was some general STL versus KC bashing, and a KC fan pointed out that right now, with the sweep in the playoff series and with the current 2-0 lead in the series between the Ambush and the Comets, right now it seems like Kansas City's more of the soccer city. I then needed to point out that there's a lot of EPL players from St. Louis, and I can't find one from the Kansas City area.
Well, as far as this rivalry goes, really the only number that matters to me, 10 wins on each side in St. Charles. Somebody's going to get out ahead of the Family Arena series here.
Listen to the fans, Joey. I think this might be audible through the headphones right now. The fans here at this Ambush game are being heard very loud. A great showing today from the St. Louis fans on New Year's nonetheless.
Really the biggest night of the year, every regular season for the franchise to have this party. 2,000 balloons. You got the rivals in town, and it's a great place to take the family and a great place
Joey,
to listen to the greatest Walmart
anthem
of all
here
time.
last 2 years ago, but you had the Dallas Sidekicks game 2 years ago. Last year you had the incredible game against the Comets that we already talked about. James Togba with his heroic play down the right side. It was pretty impressive. So we're really going to dial in here for this third quarter. I'm not going to stop talking. We're going to dial in here for this third quarter. Zach Reagan already getting the ball in a dangerous spot.
Oh,
wow!
Top shelf.
Banger!
Nothing else can ruin a Miley Cyrus song like that.
Ray Lee just feels comfortable when he gets this close to the Missouri and Mississippi rivers, and he steps into that one. That was beautiful. Just classic hold-up play from Reagan there. Look at there. You saw the volley there a couple times to himself, and just plays it off to a charging man.
Reagan.
We talk about so much with the ambush about not having those extra chargers coming off your hold-up play. Well, that was exactly what you needed. Usually, though, you don't expect your defender to step in with a picture-perfect top 90 smash right Ray Lee had there. He has been dialed in from the first play of the game when Ray Lee was putting up some nifty little dribbling moves to open up the defensive side of the Kansas City Comets to some incredible offensive play over the last quarter plus. Ray Lee has been dialed in here in St. Louis.
Will you ignite your flashlight on your phone already?
I'm not acknowledging what's happening right now in this.
I'm
arena.
waving it out here. We're still just over a minute into
I'm
the
honestly
third.
more.
That is 3 unanswered.
I'm more bothered right now than I was during the whole blue card situation.
Cristo twirling.
I'm telling you,
the Britney song was on.
Big Mo right now is in a red jersey.
Very against
the ambush. The ambush have to do something
very
to change this up.
apologetic for it, but it's lofted forward for Lennis. Picked off the wall by Paulo, and he stays sturdy as he's known to do. You know it's going to be okay. Yeah, it's a party on almost New Year's Day. Niamsi, Togba.
I'm proud of you, Joey.
And I'm proud of you, Matt.
That was your most mild rendition of Party in the USA.
Most organic. Stripping it back down to the basics. The acoustic set, Vandergriff, acoustics outside, through the middle, touched by Palmer, and Vandergriff smacks it wide on the initial feed from Reagan.
Joey, I don't know if I like that call by the ambush at all, trying to press Neto and letting themselves get caught with a 3-against-2 on the other side because they tried to press Neto. Neto, I already made some jokes earlier, being very serious. He's the Manuel Neuer of this league. His ability with his ball, with the ball at his feet is incredible. You don't press Neto in this kind of situation, or else you're going to get bit like that.
Sosa challenged by Almeida, wanted away clean. Funk and Almeida. Lucas sluicing through. Drury backside flicking. Just wide far post. Almeida fires it right to the foot of Palmer. Escorted loose with Andreos.
That would have been a highlight goal there, man.
Nice work by Drury to steal that away on a mistouch from Sosa.
Ambush were playing a man down for 20 seconds there for some reason.
Stymack, touch back through SK, waterfall for Cristo, holding a man off. Cristo milks it back through Drury. Distribution Briggs. SK out of the middle, back to Christian. Hot shot on the ground. And Beaver dammed by Neto. Long ball off the head of Briggs, gobbled by Lalo. Gibson went down challenging for it against Drury. Drury said that went off of Gibson's hand on the release and that it was tipped at the very least. And it should be the ambushes. Unfortunately, it's the Comets. Gibson pieced it out of the middle on a little holdup. Wanted Acosta. Stymack on the verge of winning it away from him. Acosta commits the foul, and Drury will have the chance to smack it out.
I did not have number 77, Nicholas Drury, on my list of impact players for this game for the ambush, but he undoubtedly has been.
Turning hard here against Debre Halaman.
And now, I'm going to go the other way on this one, Joey. I don't know how you call that against Robbie Cristo on that one. Clearly, Halaman is ripping on Cristo's jersey and initiates the contact and purposefully, I think, tripped it up a little bit there.
Well, it's
I'm not tripped him up, but the mess around their feet getting tangled up there. I don't know how you call it against Cristo. I'm not saying maybe you go against Halaman.
Not the first call.
That's not a call
involving
against Cristo
that you've disagreed with. Here comes Togba. Surfing forward, challenged at the last moment by Reagan, wanted the foul. And it's cleared into the stands by Lennis, who is in on the tackle with Reagan. Barry will set it up again.
We almost had a hot dog casualty there, Joey, but we saved it.
Everything's safe, though, now.
We're all good.
Wouldn't want to drop your hot dog on the last day of 2023.
That'd be a bad omen going into the new year, wouldn't it? Or is it a good way to, like, get all the bad luck out right before the new year?
Sure. 5-second rule. Barry in the corner, bang toward Briggs. Thwarted at the last moment by a sliding Ramirez.
Yeah, what a great slide there by Ramirez. The heady defensive plays, the blocks, they've been huge.
Oh, he rips one that's tipped up and out by Neto. Niamsi did score, a Wallace score, in fact, against KC in the last matchup.
Ambush need to find a way to recapture that fire and that speed from the first quarter, because it has not been present since that first frame.
Almeida right next to it, give back Thomas. Deflected by a sliding Reagan, now punched loose by Neto. Jackrabbits for Cristo to chase down. 4.5 deep second half. KC scored twice in the second quarter. And are the only team to break through so far in the third. Ray Lee pacing the game with a couple of goals. Bouncing ball, Paulo has to use the noggin on. Settled by Cristo skillfully on the wall. Through the middle, stolen by Lennis. SK catches up to him in a hurry. Robbie against Gibson, who shoved him down.
I love it when a game gets a little chippy, Joey.
Leo Gibson certainly bringing the fire, even in his 5th decade. Gibson down on the floor there to help with the takeaway, cleared by Halaman. Souza intercepted well by Druhi, deflected out through Barry, round Halaman. Barry laces it off the wall. Briggs twisting back through Druhi. Almeida letting loose. Neto chests it down and scoops it up.
Able to get it through 2 of the 3 levels of the defense there through the Comets. Potentially, if it gets to the third one, I'm not sure if Neto would have had as clean of a look at it. Good try there by Almeida. On the other side, the play earlier, Marcel Barry. I'm not sure why
Paulo snuck in behind Reagan, but now Reagan getting a laugh. Touches outside to Acosta. Through a lot of traffic, but a big save. Diving at the near post, Paulo.
Great examples of great saves by Paulo and Neto. A lot of traffic in front of him, but these guys, eagle-eyed, able to snap that ball away and keep the score at 2-3 in Kansas City's favor. Ambush really need that juice, and earlier on that play, I was going to say Marcel Barry, I'm not sure why you let Holloman step up on that play and force you outside. You have the middle, you have the momentum. Don't let Kansas City dictate your spot on the field. Fight for your spots, or else you're not going to score another goal in this game.
Togba sprays one off the glass to Acosta. De Silva and Stymack working to win it up top. It's dropped back through Sosa, though, and Sosa bounces for Gibson off the wall. Togba, cleverly done. John A. ended up down on the turf. Gibson ended up with the ball, but it doesn't matter. Ambush will take it over. 8:15 left here in the third.
Ambush have to dictate some of this game, Joey. It's been a lot of the pace and the kind of play that the Comets want. The speed that Stefan Stokic didn't even expect from this Ambush. They got to bring that again, because the Comets didn't expect it in the first, and I don't know if it's necessarily the Comets doing something different or the Ambush not doing it, but we haven't seen it at all.
Sosa through ball for Lennis. Laced it off of Paulo's mitts and sends a prop plane away with 7:55. Gives it back to St. Louis. Welcome into the main MASL soccer channel. If you're just joining us here on New Year's Eve, thanks for listening and watching all season and all year. It's certainly very, very memorable what's happened here over the last couple of New Year's Eves against the Kansas City Comets. Last year, they still won away from the Ambush for a 2-1 win in overtime. Here today, they've got a 3-2 lead. They will be back with us here through the season at the Family Arena, and you should be with us as well. Make sure you're with us February 2nd for Star Wars Night, February 4th for Ambush 2 Family Night, February 10th for Alumni Night, and February 25th for the Window World Mascot Night with halftime mascot game. More information at stlambush.com.
And if you're Jeff Locker, you see him right there inside the huddle there for the ambush. I got to think a lot of this is coming down to doing your job and following through. We talked about it from the get-go. That's been Locker's mantra. Just do your job. It's very simple. It's kind of New England Patriots-esque, but I think you look back at a lot of the ambush's bad moments, like the goal against that Reagan had on Thursday night, and it's just players not doing their job. You look at the first quarter. I keep talking about it, I know, but I mean, it was so shocking to my system, Joey. I need to see that kind of soccer again from the ambush, or else I'm not going to be able to stop talking about it. And so I think, again, I don't know if this is Kansas City taking something away from the ambush, or the ambush simply failing to operate at 100%. It was 80, Greg Locker talked to us. He said, the biggest issue right now is that we're getting 80% a lot of the game. We need to get the 20% that's missing in those big crucial moments, and it's got to be up to 100. And we saw 100 in the first quarter. We've seen 80% over the last quarter and a half. They got to snap out of it and get that 100 again. And again, credit to Kansas City. They might not be taking away from the ambush, but they're dictating their game, and they're not letting themselves get caught in the transition game like they were in the first. Stefan Stokic knew what the issue was going to be, a faster ambush team, and he's found a way to adapt around it, and that's been an impressive job by the coaching staff of the Kansas City Comets.
Drew, he uses the driver, ends up in the stands. Comets will take it over here with a great setup for a set piece under 8. Sosa. No faking toward Lee to Reagan, and that will end up in the side shelf. Reagan again, his second.
You can only slow him down for so long before eventually Zach Reagan's going to make things happen here. Again, you see the ambush putting a lot of bodies in the paint, but unfortunately, that's just a hard angle for Paolo to change after the mishit from Ray Lee. You saw Ray Lee just kind of nod his head, shake, just shrug his shoulders a little bit. The mishit there falls perfectly to Zach Reagan. I think you can chalk it up to Paolo maybe being a little bit out of position, kind of expecting something to come off Ray Lee's foot a little bit differently, but nonetheless.
Yeah, have accounted for all 4 goals now for Kansas City. Ray Lee and Ray Gitt. They have put together a pretty impressive performance over the last couple of quarters. Ambush work to do. Funk, he would love a second goal. Twirled away from him by Andreas. Now Acosta, SK tried to slow him down. Back through Souza. Nacho wanted to release. Instead, Souza targeting Gibson. Popped away by Funk. Almeida challenged by Gibson. Gibson somehow got up quickly and grabbed that. Acosta.
Look at the way he just pulled the ambush out of position with the press. Little 1-2 kick there, and now we got him in the position we want. We have numbers again on the other side of the yellow line. That's just textbook moves right now from the Comets in these long possessions.
With the left foot, Souza blocked by Niamsi. Will pursued by Souza. Pops that one off of Sosa. Vandergriff slicing one through, and Lennes is going to fire this one.
Perfect, coming right out of the box. I mean, again, just being a crisper team, following through and doing your job is what it's all about. The ambush got caught flat-footed on there. Again, they're not pressing at the same intensity. That time there were multiple ambush who were barely moving as the ball was on the foot of a Kansas City Comet player. Lennes comes right out of the box. There's not an ambush within 20 feet of him, and you can't blame that one on Paolo. He's got no chance there. This game has completely shifted.
Ambush now trailing 5-2, did have a 2-0 lead after 1 quarter complete. The Ambush and the Comets. We will have them back here February 4th and again March 17th. Tickets at stlambush.com and at ticketmaster.com. Styback, stolen by Ramirez. Palmer, forward, Andreas. Back to Palmer, gloved away by Paulo. This is the stretch here for the Ambush. It either falls apart or they weather the storm and have a legitimate 21 minutes to author a comeback. Ramirez commits a foul close to Paulo, and maybe the tide can turn right here. Left for Tugba. That was the first goal not scored by either Reagan or Ray Lee. Reagan gets it here courtesy of Nacho, and Tugba his former teammate. Sends him to the floor back in the middle third.
Foul number 66, James Caldwell, his first of the half, third of the game.
If you broke down the possession numbers, I imagine in this third quarter, Joey, it would not be a pretty sight for the St. Louis ambush.
Well, we will keep an eye on if the ambush can maybe win despite it, find some momentum, quick chances the other way. Ray Lee, drop back, Nacho. Ray get in the corner, going low against him. Togba through the middle, one at Acosta. Well done there to hold by Steinbach.
And see, even a quick switch like that by the ambush, it's completely different than what we saw earlier. It's much slower. It's not as deadly. Cristo kept getting big passes over the top there.
Deposited onto the green carpet, and the blue card comes out on Nacho.
Well, as this game continues to get chippy, smaller fouls are going to get calls that bigger fouls would call for earlier in the game. So you say, wow, how is that play and the earlier play both a blue card? Well, when you talk about the sequence and controlling the game, that's what I really thought was the biggest difference, Joey, when they had the third official here, is I thought we saw less cards because the officials didn't worry about that constant control of the game.
And it looks like they have been challenged to go to the video review. Nacho is on Exile Island, but for the moment he's got some visitors with our green-clad referees huddled up around the monitor.
I just shocked we had a blue that quickly. So this challenge surprised me a little bit less than the earlier one, Joey. Again, that one seemed not as egregious of a foul, but again, as the games ramp up and you get more chippy play, refs are going to change how they make certain calls or how they weigh certain calls, because it's about control of the game, and that's one of their jobs, and I understand why calls in the third quarter are different than calls in the first.
Kyle Trimble is our senior referee. Kyle Armstrong, Matthew Stein. Fourth official is Jeff Petrillo. And this crew will confirm. All right, love to see it. Little blue means a little red in the box, and the ambush. No time like the present to break out of these power play blues this season. The club has actually struggled 5-on-4 to put it in the back of the net, but needs something here. 5:36 left in the third. Down by a treble after leading 2-0 at the end of the first 15 minutes. Cristo Dasque up top. Chili Willy. Togba in the middle to Almeida. Couldn't get it clean on frame. Reagit just elbowed Togba. Commits a foul that'll set the ambush up well. Just 10 seconds on to the 5-on-4.
Yeah, completely accidental by Reagit. He's fighting for position. Arms flail a little bit. That'll happen.
Almeida. Togba and SK around him. JT Thomas set up on the back post. Togba near post! Oh, baby! James Togba! Flushing things like cleanup duty in the PetSmart Aquarium section!
We're not gonna get flushed?
We just got flushed, baby!
I was waiting for let's get flushed! James Togba, talk about flush on the free kick. That one looking like an open field kind of free kick there with the break on it. Goes left foot into the lower left side. I think Neto was expecting something probably to his right from Almeida coming from the opposite side. So a good little fake there by Almeida. Togba steps in there. Just the littlest bit of break on it, littlest bit of English from the Englishman. Impressive play there by James Togba and a huge goal for the ambush.
What a breath of fresh air he's been for this team this season. Former Comet, who last year on New Year's Eve scored a game winner in overtime to beat the ambush, and was someone who always seemed to play extremely well at the Family Arena. Thrilled to have him aboard. He also scored last time we were out here against Dallas. Steinbach Fires that one high. Ambush finally, though, breaking out of these power play blues that they've had this season. I mean, coming into this series, the only team, or pardon, one of only 2 teams in the MASL who had not scored a power play goal yet this year. And to get it done that efficiently, no drama, take care of business, the whole game feels like it's changed.
They just need to get those kind of goals when they're not a man down.
Ooh, Marcel Berry, clever takeaway, got taken down by Sosa, and they'll say no whistle.
They're going to say Sosa got ball on that tackle there. And by the way, excuse me, my apologies to James Thomas and James Togba, who I confused on that last goal call with the English reference.
Gibson, he is stopped up by Paulo well. Ambush, a 2-goal deficit feels a lot different with about 5 left in the third. Comets trying to reinflate. That inflated to Reagan, and he sends way, way high. Hot air balloons away.
Trying to get another look at that Sosa tackle, but a good job by the officials on the field to not slow things down. Call it in the moment. It looks like he might have just got enough of the ball to take that away from being any kind of foul against the Ambush. Impressive tackle. I mean, risky by Sosa, but he made contact, and it was clean, and that was a huge stop.
He's been the main man of the series. Had a hat trick against the Ambush in the first meeting just a few nights ago. Niamsi, Togba, calm, cool, and collected on the wall. Back to Paulo. Everybody in on the attack here with just north of 4 left in the third, including this raucous crowd. Paulo deflected and sprayed out. Ambush will take a corner and be opportunistic with it. Almeida.
I love the aggression here from the Ambush. Pull Paulo up.
Quickly back.
He's so good as a passer. Gives you that extra little sweeper keeper mentality.
Togba sends high. This opportunity stops, but you're dead on there, Matt. Getting the goalie going, it's always been one of the keys in indoor soccer. We saw it here many years with Slobo and everything he did for the St. Louis community. And it's been a long time tradition in this area, especially to have good offensive goalkeepers, and Paulo is among them, Gibson and Briggs.
And I think it took the league a year with the new rules to kind of figure out,
out of bounds for the Ambush.
To kind of figure out, okay, how much can we still bring our goalies into the game if we can't, you know, involve them to the level that we did prior to the rule change last year.
2 years ago, it was the illegal touch. Now you can't really go through the keeper, just one touch in the back if they're possessing the ball. So you've got to either commit and bring them onto the offensive side or not.
And I think there really was a year where we just didn't see that from teams as much. But I think now, with the rule kind of being old a little bit, you're going to see teams, you know, playing with it a little bit more, bringing their goaltenders up. It's a little bit more of a risk, but especially when it's only a 2-goal game in the third. But if you're the Ambush, you need to change something about how this was going.
SK might have gotten away with one there. Maybe a hand wasn't called.
We'll call that shoulder.
Souza, Reget, squirms one through the middle and bends it back post.
And you got to put in the credit for Ray Lee again into how that goal happens, because it's the Ray Lee action where Ray gets able to fake the pass off to him that creates a little bit of an opening. You see the defensive there. I think it was Nicholas Druhey who just was one step too late as Reggett faked a little bit to Ray Lee, or even just the Ray Lee motion caused Druhey to maybe second guess what was going to happen there. Reggett makes that quick turn, that turnage that's so deadly, and that shot that's even better.
Looks like Souza is being credited with the assist, and it will end up as a goal here for the man Reggett to get him to a hat trick, but quickly it might be erased. Togba sent down. He will draw the blue card. Ambush going back onto the advantage here. 2:42 left in the third. Looks like it's Acosta who's being saddled with it. And how do you think the Ambush can get going here on this power play, Matt?
Boots in the box, Joey. We talked about it again, and you saw it there with Ray Lee and how it opened up the space off the Zachary Druhey defense. I mean, You get movement going, and it can cause just that split-second wait from the defender that can open up all the space you
Made
need.
into Cristo. Neto came sliding out, got it with the hands.
Neto, big body, comes sliding out, makes himself big, and eats that one right up.
As impressive as the Reggett finish was, and he's guarding Togba here, you can take it away by getting the second power play goal tonight if you're the ambush. Cristo seeking it. He sends that one well wide, grabbed by Palmer briefly. Togba shields him off, and Cristo chases it down.
You see Sosa put his arm down towards the ball from the bench, just kind of fake out Cristo there. It's the little
Keep them
things.
on their toes.
It's the little things that get me, Joey.
I know it is, Matt. Cristo.
This is just why the passive nature on the power play. Get crossers. You got Togba going behind the net. Get the ball into James Thomas.
Cristo back to Resque.
There's the movement there, but they're not looking towards it. It's a slow progression of the ball. This is what Stefan Sokic wants to see. You don't want to give the opposing coach what they want.
Power play, Cristo.
Thank you. Ball in the box.
Lucas Almeida. Well, it wasn't something that you thought was going to be easy for the ambush out of that, but just to put it together like that at the last moment by Almeida.
I'm going to call that an extended pass from Cristo. It absolutely wasn't in any way, shape, or form. But just to continue with the argument, they got the ball into the box finally, and something good happened. Why you wait and burn 45 seconds until trying something will always baffle me.
Lennis trying it right after, fires one wide, second chance, smacked wide as well by Lalo.
Lennis has been
Cristo gets the apple.
He has been such a pain for the ambush. He's been Johnny on the spot for the Comets the entire game, and he was almost there again.
Off the wall, Sosa bending back out through Lennis. 69 seconds left to go, third quarter. Ambush have worked back within two, courtesy of a couple of power play goals. Played aggressive with Paulo up. This was the final score a few nights ago in Independence, 6-4. We'll go past that, no doubt, here tonight. Gibson going short stick. Paulo on his knees, able to pen it. Berry. Stymack. Niamsi. Togba with just over 30 now.
Risky shift there from the ambush. Almost got caught with too many men on.
John A. 20 seconds now. Togba with Paulo pulled up. Niamsi, 15. Paulo, now 10. 5 seconds.
You
Paulo.
can't not get an attempt here.
Niamsi down low. Almeida acrobatic to get it through. Shot would not have counted. John A. sends it to Neto, and we are going to the fourth. Entertaining matchup tonight at the Family Arena in St. Charles. Anybody's ball game to close 2023. You're watching New Year's Eve soccer on MASL TV.
By going to STLambush.com. Come experience all the exciting action of St. Louis Ambush indoor soccer.
The doctors of Signature Orthopedics are committed to providing the most advanced and innovative diagnostic, treatment, and if needed, surgical options available in the entire St. Louis region. With 22 orthopedic surgeons and pain management specialists, board certified in every aspect of orthopedic care, including sports medicine, we have you covered. From foot, ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, elbow, wrist, and spine. Contact Signature Orthopedics today.
Restore Chesterfield is the official wellness and recovery center for your St. Louis Ambush. We offer cryotherapy, IV drips, hyperbaric oxygen, and so much more. Bring your ticket stub and receive 1 free course service. See you soon, and go Ambush!
Inspiration toward the middle with SK.
MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. And get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. Catch MASL Monday every Monday night exclusively on Twitch. Alex Bastavansky and Phil Levanko recap the weekend's hottest games and discuss the league's hot topics.
St. Louis Ambush Soccer live from Axios Field at the Family Arena in St. Charles, Missouri. 6-4, the score. Comets on top, but this one pretty even throughout. Ambush showing some resilience in the third quarter, getting the power play goal. Is going to work back within 2 against a Comets team that's gotten a hat trick from Zach Reggett. Joey Zanaboni, Matt Rocchio out here for you at the Family Arena. Matt, what do the Ambush need to do in the fourth to get this win?
Energy, Joey. Energy and effort. It goes beyond just doing your job. You have to give every piece of you in this fourth quarter. It's been the best quarter for the Ambush the entire season. The MASL just put out a great graphic showing the different goals scored in quarters for each team. And the Ambush easily the most of their season in the fourth. And so now you got a chance to do it against your rival at home. Take the lead in this series at home with an 11th win to the 10 wins by the Comets. But to do that, you're going to have to go all 100%. Like Jeff Locker said, it's not about 80. Can't leave 20 anywhere. It's got to be the full 100 every moment, and they got to come in with energy, and they got to come in with the speed that surprised Stefan Stokic back on Thursday.
Comets control to start this fourth. Sosa pitching wedge. Reggett blocked by Briggs. Briggs will clear it out now as these fans get out. Good challenge by Briggs. Loose ball that was hammered by Reggett just wide. Buried to Steinmack. Clearance off of Lee out of bounds. Ambush will take a free kick. Reggett red hot tonight. And an impressive season for this well-traveled now former Ambush MASL Rookie of the Year. St. Louis has to keep him under wraps in this fourth. Palmer popping out here. Windexing. Niamsi able to gather it through pressure by Vandergriff. Niamsi surfing loose with Cristo. Wanted to knife through, instead rejected back out to Palmer. Almeida, who scored in the third. Challenge there. Togba, who also scored. Wrestling for it on the wall. And it ends up as a KC foul that will give him a chance to eject it. Ramirez whistled for it. Good game again from Togba. Playing through Paulo. James. Long Cristo header. And popped way up and out.
About the back and forth that you would want, if you are the Comets right now, the status quo of this game is in their favor. So if nothing changes, if it just continues going as it is, there's no reason for the Comets to change anything they're doing there, and that's going to be another foul against Robbie Christo.
Sends down his longtime friend Vandergriff.
Wow, 11-2 right now in Utica up against the Heat early in the fourth. Not the best way to finish out your year for the Heat, but Utica continues their hot streak this season.
Regetz slashing one off the wall, drop back pass. Distributed to Acosta. He wanted it back. Instead, it's Sosa who feeds it to him. And he bangs it way high.
I mean, it wasn't very impressive, but I want to highlight really quickly what we just saw there from the Comets on the offense. The ability to flip the field really quickly. Quick, pinpoint passes, no wasted time, no wasted touches, and it created an easy look for their best player right in the middle of the field. And it's just so simple and easy to do that. And it's aggravating when you see teams that aren't the Comets who aren't able to manufacture offense in that way.
Skylar Funk whistle. Ball mailed loose for Souza. Instead, Briggs able to close him down. Funk coming back to the ball. Skylar, well done to toe poke through Stymack. Stymack down the left side off the wall. Bounce pass, grabbed by Funk, sprayed it just wide. Oh, would have been incredible. Still an incredible effort. Just inches away, though, from taste and greatness. 2 minutes now gone by in this fourth quarter. Briggs shot bounces out to Christo. Haliman holds him off. Christo bothering him down deep. He and Neto, a bit of a histrionic fall. Still, though, Christo, as he kind of mocks the call, I think, running away and tumbling. He wears it. Fifth of the game for Christo, third of the half. Takes a seat on the bench for a moment. Neto, 12:48 to go, regulation.
You can hear the ambush fans saying Nicolau. That's what they're chanting every time he touches the ball, Joey. It's Nicolau.
Great supporters section.
Great supporters section.
Right behind him right now.
Ambush fans, big fans. Just they love goalkeeping in this town. That's really what it is.
And the addition of the drums this year in this, among other names, the addition of the drums in that supporters section has given a new vibe to Family Arena. Reget stopped up by Togba. That one pinged off the top of the board back to Reget. And Lalo fighting for it on the way out, knocked down John A. And another Comet knocks down Almeida. Almeida's will draw the whistle. And Lucas is going to get checked on here with 12:20 left in the fourth.
We had somebody pointing out, it was Kickapoo Girl, pointing out there's a Boba Fett in the crowd. Those would be the Fan DeLoreans, who are a very loyal group of supporters who have found themselves in soccer all across St. Louis after this spring and summer and fall.
Ray Lee knows some about St. Louis soccer. Played here collegiately. He is the one who is cited for the foul. Almeida gets to his feet. Curtis Kirby chipping for Funk. Dismissed back in by Lee, though, and gathered by Paulo. Ambush looking for some inspiration. 5-on-5, scored twice 5-on-5 in the first quarter. Did not score in the second, scored twice on power plays in the third.
And we appreciate the chat. Elv Dinsabo updating us from the Utica game, 12-3 right now, as the best team in the MASL continues their run right now. Utica City, with this 9-goal lead right now, have upped their goal differential going into their 6th win to +27, which would be the highest in the league right now. San Diego Sockers, with just 5 games played, are at a +19 goal differential. Both teams, of course, 5-0 on the season.
Lee Kangaroos one for Andaraus. Almeida off the feed from Barry on the restart. Almeida twisting into the corner for Marcel, and it's whistled back.
Well, Almeida's fired up right now, too. You don't usually see a very calm and cool-headed Lucas Almeida get to that level of frustration.
Well, I think he wanted to play out. Instead, it's Lennis who committed a foul on him. I think he just wanted it to keep going there, as the ambush might have been able to light a candle. Barry Kirby, cut off by Andreas. Almeida bumped by Lennis. The Squirrels back with Paulo at 11-11. We make a wish for an ambush win to close the year. 3 New Year's Eve games here during our tenure, Matt. So far, the ambush 0-2. Paulo was helping at midfield. Sosa ends up with it. He wanted the Comets to get on the attack.
Yeah, he's mad about that one. Definitely a missed chance there from the Comets.
He didn't try his luck as Paulo scrambled back either.
Why not? I mean, everything's going. If you're John Sosa, everything goes right when you play the ambush. Why not try it?
SK down low, Starback! Couldn't corkscrew it in.
Stymac always so solid.
Down in the right position, but couldn't turn it. Nicolau, the crowd chants as Nicolau is intercepted by Briggs.
Nicolau. That's what the fans are saying. Very just, like I said,
Always thinking about the fans.
They love
I
goalkeeping. It's kind of like a scrappy shortstop in baseball.
Niamsi can't piece it through. Forward for Lalo, courtesy of Reget, but SK quick to snuff.
Joey, we need a unifying figure to get mad at in the chat. Do you want to sing some more right now?
That's always a way to draw some fire for you there, Sarge. Lay down on the barbed wire there for you,
I'm getting
Matt?
a cue from production that they do want you to sing. Okay, I'm hearing right now from production live. They're saying, sing, Joey, sing your heart out, Joey.
If only I had
I didn't
the
mishear
words
that,
of
did I?
this current song.
Okay, we're good. No, we're good. That's what I heard.
For now, I have no idea.
Kickaboo Girl, no singing.
always hear from
Capes
Kickaboo Girl.
1313 says sing. Sneedo says friends in low places, Joey. Joe and the boys, no. Mama of 3 and 278, no.
How about I floss for you? How about I compromise?
Well, there's no camera on us, so you can floss away, friendo. Drunken Buddha 74 says sing, Joey, sing.
Christo will make me sing here.
I love the support. If they
Christo
score a goal
scores
here,
this,
you're
I'll
singing.
sing.
100%
What do
you're
I
singing.
sing?
I don't care. I don't know. I mean, Amazing Grace.
All right.
Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah.
All right. Christo. No, it's Briggs! And he slashes it just high. We will stay songless for now. Aim for the upper 90. Almost got it. Parachuted downfield to Thomas. Back at midfield, Nacho helps intercept. Briggs slams it off the wall.
Just the potential that it might have happened.
The dread.
Caused everyone to completely freak out. Kickapoo Girl, stop. No.
Oh, we have Kickapoo Girl. She comes here every game. Always good to have you with us, Kickapoo Girl. Listening from Brad Pitt country out there.
Drunken Buddha 74 says, sing the Macarena.
Is that a song?
I only know the Tony La Russa version.
I know some of the bodily movements, though you might not recognize them.
I don't recognize a lot of things you do, Joe. You call it a floss, but I don't even know about that one. Sing in Gata Davida.
Very.
Joey is taking requests on the Twitch chat, by the way, everybody. Also requests to just simply not sing at all, but if you want to get specific, you can.
Togba out wide. Looking for an angle. Barry set up on the board. Almeida in deep. Down goes Barry. Ramirez hatcheted him to the carpet.
Nightbot says hot mustard, Joey. Do we want to do hot mustard or ranch dressing?
We
today?
get more condiment references in these Twitch chats.
Is today a hot
than
mustard
any
or a
other.
ranch dressing kind of day?
All right. Well, hey, listen.
Which one? We got to call it out. What do we want to see? Hot mustard or ranch dressing?
If they score this goal, I'll do something around ranch dressing. Or hot mustard.
Or
Stay
hot mustard.
tuned.
You never know.
I'm leaning ranch dressing. Paulo. Give to Niamsi. Togba. Scotch taping with Paulo. Less than 8.5 left regulation. Niamsi. Thread through. Backside. Barry! Inflates one back to De Silva on a bounce. Miss hits. And it ends up out of play.
No singing, but I think Joey did hit a high C on that Barry call. So, not singing, but nonetheless some vocal talent.
That's what I've been drinking all day, a high C.
That's pretty good.
Reget, toes one down. Kirby curls one back to these fans who are going to come down onto the field as soon as this one is finished for a balloon drop. 2,000 balloons at the Family Arena, poised and ready to go. Stick with us. We'll have the balloon drop for you, and we'll have players post-game with Angela Sharp as well.
Somebody said that the canned high C was better, and I mean, every fountain soda is better than canned, right, Joey?
It's the can-do attitude.
Can don't.
High C. Alonzo off the wall. Palmer scooped and redistributes. Nacho pursued by Funk. Kirby. Stymack refeeds him and escorted down to the pavement in the process. Ambush will get the free kick. 6-4 our score, unchanged from the start of this fourth quarter. Ambush led 2-0 after one, and then it was 2-2 at half. Barry. Kirby, who is a late addition to the active roster today. Guernsey scratched. Moving forward again, Paulo. Togba. Let loose, but Togba plays some free safety on it. Barry, as we get under 7.
Risky pass there. Just anytime you got to ask Paulo to step up more than just being a recycler, he just needs to be this back man. No need to ask him to step up and make the killer pass. Somebody else has got to step up there and make that one. Good try
into
from
the
Funk,
chest
but
of a sliding Neto, tries to recover it now.
you're not going to win this game, Joey, with two 20-yard blasts. They got to move this ball inside against this set Kansas City defense, which they haven't been able to do a single time, even when they were on the power play. So this looks like an Everest to climb right now for the Ambush. And the peak is Nicolau Neto.
Crisscross.
It's a hard peak to top. This is, I mean, since
slide to the right,
the end of the first, they've played into the Comets' hands. And
everybody
these possessions,
clap your hands.
These possessions have really played into what Stefan Stokic wants to do. I can't believe we're clapping.
A lot of clapping being done in the corner here.
So the best thing they can hope is that this game opens up and the transition game starts being part of their offense again. But right now, I don't know how or what it would look like for the Ambush to break down a set Kansas City defense, because we haven't really seen it. And so if you're Stefan Stokic, if you're saying I got my 5 against your 5 on this side of the yellow line, you're not gonna see any sweat on the forehead of Mr. Stokic. And maybe you'll see a rare smile.
The athletic trainer out here for Nacho is down on the wall, able to get to his feet. And Nacho going to be checked out here. It was New Year's Eve.
I did want to point something out earlier on the chat. I don't remember who it was, but somebody made a joke about how they consider themselves a lottery winner. Oh, look at the balloons, Joey.
Can you believe these? I mean, 2,000 balloons in one place. Going to be dropped. The reverse jelly beans, as we've taken to calling them here at the Family Arena. They'll fall down on these Ambush faithful who have made 2023 so special.
But we saw an earlier comment. They said, I feel like I've won the lottery. I saw Stefan Stokic smile 3 times in 13 years. And really what jumped out to me was the smile on his face, Joey, when you asked him pregame just how much fun he's having this year in his first year as the head coach of the Comets. And, man, the smile on his face was as big as I've ever seen. He's clearly enjoying what he's doing, and he's got a group of guys who are buying into what he's selling.
Yeah, and he and Leo Gibson have been playing or coaching together since 2010. Both of them have been head coaches of this Kansas City Comets team. We're going to go to the timeout here in the fourth with a 6-4 score. Stokic's side leading by a deuce. And I'm sure he's been pleased with what he's seen, especially on these set pieces.
Look at Zach Reggett stepping into that one again. The fakes, the little misdirections have opened up so much space for Reggett. And of course, it helps when you got a guy like Ray Lee who you can work in conjunction with, both setting you up and you also setting him up. Reggett there, just the one little touch there. Good attempt there. Wasn't able to get the turnage that he was able to get later on. Here's some turnage here from Reggett. Not able to get that one in. Great save there by Paolo. But then unfortunately, he started to unravel a little bit here. You see the hold-up play here. He sets it up, and then Ray Lee puts it away. That would not be the last bit, though, as Ray Lee mishits one, and there's Zach Reggett again with a beautiful shot. And then a third time when Ray Lee and Zach Reggett got involved was when Reggett, with some more perfect hold-up play, had that fake to Ray Lee, and you're going to see it right here. Hold-up play. Oh, this is the foul on Togba. Here's the hold-up play, fakes it to Ray Lee, quick turnage, and takes his left foot and puts it in the right side of the net. Just an incredible game overall from Zach Reggett, and you had to know there was no chance you were going to get away with him only scoring one goal in back-to-back games. It wasn't going to happen, Joey. They had to know that this was going to be a game where he was going to put 2 or 3 in and you were going to have to score more than 4 to walk away with a win.
Averaging 2 a game.
Exactly.
For the first 5 games of the season, just scored once when these two teams met on the other side of the state a few nights ago. And then here today has put together a hat trick that's accounted for half the scoring. Ray Lee has 2 goals to go with Reggett's 3. The final one belongs to Lennis. Comets have built a 6-4 lead with them. Ambush have to find a way offensively, bringing Paulo forward so much in this game. It's functioned almost as that 6th attacker, but you do start to wonder when that'll come into play. A guy in a specialty jersey hops onto the field, can't still touch the ball in the box, but functions purely really as that 6th attacker. We will see if and when that happens for the Ambush. Sosa chased by Funk, given back through Neto, spiked forward for Gibson. Briggs guarding him, bounces through Niamsi. Let Lalo run past it. Now Niamsi with less than 5.5. Give forwards time back. Piece through SK, but a space stoned by Neto. Grabbed by Acosta. SK tried to vacuum it up for a second chance.
Yeah, and you saw SK angry at himself for that one because he knows that he put that one right into Neto's face. Didn't even make him work for it, unfortunately.
He's not had a ton of space today. They've not allowed it for him. Found a bit of it and made something almost of the chance. Neto got in front. Now the referee's conference here by the penalty box. And I wonder if SK saw something here.
Yeah, good no call.
Ambush are going to start it back after a foul is waved away here. Thomas and the Ambush get it back?
Yeah, I think so. Makes sense. And something to notice here for the Ambush is a lot more Will SK and Skylar Funk combination in this quarter than we saw earlier in the game. Jeff Locker told us before the game that SK and Cristo was really the combination that they wanted to roll with, that being Robbie and Will. But here we're seeing it, changing it up, getting more maybe speed onto the field now with SK and Funk in the lineup.
Almeida cascading, wanted Funk. Pieced out through Andreos. Strips Almeida at midfield. The man with the rainbow hair chased down by Almeida. Referee said more on Andreos than on Almeida. That was probably on him as well. Took another tumble as Almeida staved him off, and then Nacho knocks Almeida down. 4.5. Nobody scored yet in the 4th quarter. SK. Back and forth with Almeida. Palmer trying to get in his way, given down to Thomas. Off the board, Neto came diving out. James skips it back through Almeida.
I just continue to feel for James Thomas. I mean, he just can't seem to get a clean shot.
Off the glass, Funk ended up on his derriere, courtesy perhaps of Vandergriff. Then Neto looked like he tried to bring him down, trying to throw the ball loose. Bit of pandemonium. Ultimately, it's calm in the back with Togba Nudging it through Paulo, less than 4. Almeida. SK, who scored twice in Independence. Togba. And Arreos, heavy pressure, knocks Paulo to the floor. Whistle immediate.
That's got to be a
Paulo
blue.
once more.
That's got to be a blue. You extend from the body on a full push with no intent on the ball. That is literally the exact same play as Robbie Cristo on Nicolau Neto earlier. If that's a clear blue, that's a clear blue and or else. Unbelievable that there's no actual. I can't believe we're not getting a card there, Joey.
Paulo red
it's
hot.
A full extension with no play on the ball. It's the save for a little bit of shoulder from Robbie. It's the same play.
Header ends up in the gloves of Neto. And yeah, right, it is very, very similar.
What categorically, what was the difference between those two plays? No contact in the ball, full arm extension on the shove.
SK staving. Togba as we slip under 3. Ambush, need one and then another. SK rips one on the ground. Neto, paddle ball. Vandergriff leading out through Palmer, chased down by Togba. Palmer slips by, taps the brakes, back up top. Togba works back to the ball and gets the steal.
And then you gotta call that! You absolutely have to call that! All you're gonna do is give possession.
No card.
What I was just talking about earlier in this situation, about keeping the game under wraps, you're losing it, fellas. You are losing the game. You have to call it fairly.
Almeida,
those are two obvious blues.
Thomas.
This is unbelievable.
Ambush have scored twice on power plays. Nothing awarded here. Paulo pursued by Andreas. And the referee says that's clean, though there was certainly tapping.
And Paulo's saying it there. You're not controlling this game, and so you're letting them get away with every little thing they want right now. If I'm Paulo, I'm absolutely erupting on this official.
2 left. Cristo ends up down.
Control
Again,
the
it's
game.
Vandergriff, plain bulldozer.
Get control of your game. This is bad for this game right now. Get control of it.
$1.59 left in the change jar. Cristo out to Paulo. Briggs swishing back. Cristo fires that one into Nacho. Ambush, no official. 6th attacker. Paulo functioning as one off the wall to Silva for Thomas. He said tipped out of play. Referees say Comets get a chance to clear it out on a free kick. And Neto with some histrionics.
And Almeida just went up to the ref and gave him the run the clock thing because. And I don't blame an Ambush right now for their reactions right now. This game is being expedited.
He was flopping like Legally Blonde too. Neto, he will try to quiet the crowd by asking for a timeout. $1.42 to go. 4th quarter, and with Paulo playing up, would you consider perhaps going to that more traditional 6th attacker, or do you think that keeping Paulo across the midway line, is that still the way to go?
I mean, at a certain point, time becomes a factor, and just we know that you can score goals quickly in this league, but 102 seconds, a minute 42 is not easy to do it in, and so if you're the Ambush, you got to pull the trigger, I think, and you got to go to the extra attacker. If not at 1:40, I mean, at least the final minute. And there we saw the push there. That one was the push from Vandergriff later on here on Togba. And again, no intention on the ball, a full arm extend. Maybe Togba goes down lighter than you would expect. But I mean, this is not picking nits. This is not a gray area kind of thing. These are clear as day calls. Just like it was earlier in the game, you have to control the game. And you cannot let teams simply get away with things and not keep a consistency throughout the game. There was a point where more cards were being pulled because the game was getting chippy and they didn't want it to get out of hand. And yet there seemed to be just a decision at about the 4-minute mark that was no longer going to be how we were going to manage this game.
Only $1.42 left in it. Ambush Comets, second meeting this season, first of 3 this year in St. Charles, February 4th and March 17th against these Comets. Check out stlambush.com for tickets. Out of his own timeout, Neto gloves it and starts it out with Sosa. Neto, great pursuit by Funk, and he's whistled for a foul somehow. Engineered a turnover that Steinmack sent forward, but the whistle comes through, and the Comets will take it again on a restart. 1:35 left now. Funk staying right around it. He scored tonight.
These last 90 seconds aren't going to be any less chippy.
Togba finds an interception. Chasing against Leo Gibson against the board, and this will be restarted, but it's going to be dropped between Togba and Gibson. I don't care, I love it. Reagit barreling through, ultimately the beneficiary of a whistle.
And again, you're not gonna hear me complaining about a whistle there. Again, you clear contact there. You know, some chopping at the shins a little bit on both sides.
Niamsi picks it up. Now Sosa picks up the chance on the free kick.
Good job by Niamsi and Gibson.
Skyler
having
and
some
Billy
fun
in front of it.
Niamsi and Gibson on the back post. Great little battle there.
Lee outside, slashes it off the glass. Reagit slashes it into Barry. It'll be a corner coming for KC. 67 seconds left in a 6-4 game. At one point, we were saying, surely there'll be more than 10 total goals scored in this game. Surely we'll have a different score than what these two teams had a few nights ago at Cable Dahmer. But here we are, still at 6-4 inside of a minute now. Togba out to Gibson. Oh, Paulo! Back out to Nacho. Stifled by Steinbach. Pop loose to Sosa. And slash back through Neto. 43 seconds. Long ball. Gibson in front of Paulo. Off the wall behind Reagit. Angling back for it, Barry juggles it down and is clipped down by Nacho with 34. Paulo's gonna set it up. He is still functioning as that 6th attacker. Goalie's still in, but he's a threat on the offensive end for St. Louis. Paulo and co forward, SK. Chili Willie with the left foot, it gets through! Oh, Will SK! Breathing life into it like he's giving mouth to mouth at a ranch dressing drinking contest. 25 seconds left. SKS, yay!
And that blip you hear is just a slight heartbeat coming from St. Louis Family Arena. Ambush have a chance now. 25.6 seconds left. And 1 goal to make this one an incredible closeout of the year.
It'll be another 1-goal game inside of 25 seconds. Once again on New Year's Eve against the Comets. Now inside 20 seconds. This one down to Reagit, pressured by Briggs in the corner. SK catching up to it. Briggs able to stop her. Give to Paulo with a dozen seconds left. And Reagit is whistled for a foul. Here comes Paulo. Final chance. He'll start it on a free kick. He wanted to go quick. Referees told him to bring it back. Now Almeida forward. Give SK inside 8. Chili Willie spirals, fires a right-footed shot. It's blistered off a body back into the crowd. 4 seconds left. Ambush will set up for a restart. Oh, don't go anywhere, folks. MASL Soccer on the main channel coming down to this. 4 seconds left, the final 4 seconds of 2023. Togba flares one for Cristo, headed by Lee. It's out of bounds with 0.8 seconds left. And Cristo's saying it's got to start up top here, or pardon, he wants the time. And it's going to be a timeout for the Ambush with inside of a second left. Game is still alive. It'll be set up at the top of the key. And the ambush will be able to set something up. Wow. Matt Rocchio, could you think of any better way to finish a New Year's Eve matchup like this?
There would be no better way than a goal with just about a second left on the clock. Obviously, they're going to add a little bit of time here, I think.
Listen, baby, ending like this makes me thankful this is the one socially acceptable day of the year to wear a diaper. Ambush and the Comets coming down to the final moments.
You've been trying to make the Baby New Year joke happen the entire night. You've really been trying to make the Baby New Year joke happen.
Well, I said we were going to make you into Baby New Year by the time the evening was over. And
I have the cheeks.
We are co-Baby New Year's for you out here on December 31st. Wouldn't this be something if the ambush could find a way to put something in the back of the net? Togba scored earlier on a free kick. Took him by surprise a little bit. And Togba's finish was crystal. That was off in the flank, though. It just is a little bit of a different setup here at the top of the key. Who do you go to inside of a second left, Matt?
I think you got to find a way to put this ball on the head of Robbie Cristo. I think that was the call with a few seconds left from Togba on the long ball. I think same thing here. I think you put this one on net, put Robbie Cristo right there on one of those posts over there, and you give it to, I say you dummy SK and you let Togba step into it again. Togba, I mean, that free kick he scored earlier on the other side was an absolute gorgeous play. He's clearly able to put some English on it. I say you stick Cristo on a post, you dummy SK, and then you let Togba strike this one true and see if he can win it all.
Well, it'll come down to one strike. SK, Cristo, Briggs closest to the ball. SK goes forward. It's Cristo and Briggs against 3 on the wall for the Comets. SK gets right in front of the keeper, Neto. Final 0.8 seconds of 2023. SK calms things down. He's going to go back toward the bench. Paulo
they almost got dinged
in the box, and now we're set up with the appropriate number on the field. Paulo in the box. Cristo and Briggs. Cristo deflected on the glass. Togba touched it on a volley, but the horn does blow. And the Comets, for a second straight year, will walk out of Family Arena with a 1-goal New Year's Eve victory. Paulo and the Comets getting into it now.
Yeah, I don't like this. I told you this wasn't going to end the way that. Told you it wasn't good for the game. This is the problem, and tempers fire up. Almeida, you could tell throughout the entire fourth quarter, things were growing. Things continue to grow here. Nicolau Neto being
everybody's in each other's grill.
Nicolau Neto being a conciliator, which
it's
I
like
think
you're squatting at a barbecue store. Everybody's in each other's grill. Right now, though, it looks like maybe they'll clear the barbecue store out.
Neto and Reggett were right in the middle of that, separating these two teams. Obviously, a lot of history, a lot of very different history for those two guys and their relationship with this club specifically, but some tempers firing up there, and obviously not the last shot of Lucas Almeida that any of us want to see.
6-5 the final. Comets do win it. We are not done at the Family Arena in St. Charles. Angela Sharp is going to be joined by a member of the ambush, and then we'll have our 2000 balloon drop here at the Family Arena, party on the field. Myself, Matt, will be down there, as will multiple members of the ambush family as we welcome in 2024. Make sure you're with us for the post-game party. The ambush and players, coaches, staff milling around, enjoying the last moments of 2023, though this wasn't the result that the team wanted. Still is, I think, a good positive turn for the ambush to end the season, playing well and giving the Comets all they could handle. Togba is going to be the all-star of the game, brought to us by the Chris Tiger Agency, American Family Insurance. Congratulations to James Togba. Had that great set piece earlier in the game. Are you surprised at all they did not go to him in that final moment, Matt?
I am a little bit surprised there, especially because it's straight away from the top of the arc, and they're going to put the wall right in front of you. Cristo did a good job of navigating the ball with a little bit of the flick over the wall, but I'm thinking Togba's already showing you that he's got the English on the free kick already. I said let him go up there and try to, break the wall a little bit. I was surprised they went with more of the direct shot from Robbie Christo because, the rebound wasn't going to get you anywhere. There simply just wasn't enough time on the ball where the rebound was going to do anything.
We've got Angela Sharp on the field with a member of the St. Louis Ambush. We are going to toss it down to Angela.
Might as well talk to him post-game. Talking right here. I am already getting the party started for our New Year's Eve, but let's talk about the game a little bit. That goal that you had was quite impressive. You looked like had it lined up. You knew that was going to happen the whole time?
Well, you just got to see what the defense gave you, and the angle was there, and I took advantage of it. Yeah.
It was a very nice job. And you know what? The team, although there was a lag there in the middle, 5-6, not bad. What are you guys going to be working on for your next game?
Our next game, we just got to work on creating more chances and taking advantage of those chances. And that's the difference of this game right now, 6-5, one goal. So that's what we're going to be working on for the next few days until the next game.
Next game, that one goal is going to be on our favor. Now, are you ready to celebrate New Year's Eve with all of your Ambush friends?
Yes, thank you, Ambush Nation. We appreciate you all. See you at the next game. Happy New Year's.
I love it. All right, well, thank you so much. Very kind, sir. And you know what that means, guys? That means you guys are going to be able to start coming down here in just a second. And you want to get underneath those balloons. Look up, get underneath the balloons for the awesome New Year's Eve balloon drop. Go Ambush.
James Togba joining Angela Sharp on the field. Ambush fall 6-5 tonight to the Kansas City Comets, but the party's just getting started. Fans racing onto the field for the balloon drop in just a matter of moments. Will SK scored late for the Ambush, but ultimately the comeback fell just a little bit short, and now we are going to see a whole lot of balloons fall out of the sky at the Family Arena. This is one of the best traditions out here in St. Charles, isn't it?
I just love the way that soccer clubs reach out to the fans. It really is so special. It's been my favorite part about becoming a soccer fan later in life, and really at all levels, just the fan reach out that these clubs do is incredible, and the Ambush are a fantastic example of it. All the different events they have down in the field, the fact that there's multiple autographs nights the way they do it, and then you get all the fans out here having fun. Like you said, you have the drums are out here, the fan DeLoreans are going to be making their way down to the field soon. This is the kind of thing that makes this such a beautiful sport.
And thank you to every single fan who's made this the most memorable year ever in St. Louis soccer. St. Louis Ambush, huge part of it out here in St. Charles. Thank you to all the fans who have watched and listened in the 2023 calendar year, and to all the great fans who have visited us here at Axios Field and the Family Arena in St. Charles.
And
moments
of course,
away.
All our Twitch commenters. Because they're such nice, positive people.
Of course. We appreciate them most of all.
Just these, I just love these events so much. Look at all the balloons. Over 2,000 balloons. Do you think there's 2024 balloons in there? Somebody said over 2,000. Okay, yeah, hold on a second. You tell me that you're going to have 2,000 balloons. You got to put 2024 in there, right?
Not too late if there's not there, Matt.
I think I would call that a missed opportunity if we thought we'll do 2,000 balloons, but we missed out on a crucial 24. Joey, we talked about New Year's resolutions.
Ready.
We talked about New Year's resolutions
5, 4,
in the show.
3, 2, 1.
Were you actually on the You almost hit it perfectly. Joey, what's your New Year's resolution?
Keep doing these games with you, Matt.
So just a very, very bland resolution. You got anything else? How about to sing less on the broadcast? Or to sing more on the broadcast? How about that?
How about steal some of these balloons? They're having a lot of fun with them down there. The party is on.
I know what it is. We do, instead of doing TV references, we do mainly, or maybe movie references, we do mainly TV references from here on out.
Well, happy to do everything mainly on the MASL Soccer main channel this afternoon, where the best New Year's Eve celebration in the MASL is underway.
I don't like what you did there with the main. I wasn't happy that you did that. I didn't enjoy it.
You're not the only one who's been dissatisfied with the decision around Maine in the last week there, Rockio.
Somebody said in the broadcast they see a cheese head down there. Is there somebody with a cheese head down there?
Happy New Year.
Joey, Happy New Year to you, buddy. I don't see the cheesehead. Joey, looks like we're wrapping up the final little bit of our broadcast of 2023. Thank you so much for having me on these broadcasts again. Thank you to all our listeners and, again, all the commenters on the Twitch chat. I love messing with you guys.